We got some Bears that are not hibernating just yet, and be it ever so humble, there's no place like Jerome. What a matchup we have tonight from the OCC Cardinal, as tonight Olentangy Berlin takes on Dublin Jerome. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special Friday night edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. I'm Randy Reinhardt, alongside the football professor Jeff Logan. And Jeff, both of these teams are 1-2, but I've got to be honest with you, these two squads don't smell like 1-2 teams.
No, Randy, they've been able to score at a very high pace this season. Their challenge, both sides, has been keeping people out of their end zone. The team that plays the best defense tonight wins the game.
Let's take a look at the combatants tonight. First of all, the squad from Olentangy Berlin. They are 1-2, coached by Mark Norrie in year number 3. Last year, he was the district coach of the year because in their second year of existence, they made the playoffs last season. Great talent on this team. A quarterback we've been waiting to see. His name is Jacob Moeller.
Yeah, part of their success is because of the play of this young man, Jacob Moeller. He's been QB1 for Berlin. He's the only quarterback they've ever known in their third year of existence, a starter as a sophomore. Randy, he throws it 30 times a game, 64% completion ratio, and in the win tonight, it'll be important that he has that great touch.
They got by Derby last week to the tune of 48-41. On the other side, it is Dublin Jerome, also 1-2, coached by Bob Guesswich in year number 6. This team made the postseason last year, went 9-3, and they have another number 13 as their quarterback. His name is Ryan Miller.
Yeah, Ryan Miller's a guy they're going to have to rely upon tonight, and quite frankly, who's going to roll the lucky number 13 tonight between these two quarterbacks? Like I said, they're capable of putting the ball in the end zone, but both teams have to play great defense. Ryan Miller, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's got to be good.
They lost to Marysville last week. Monarchs beat them 31-12. 2 prior matchups in this series, and Jerome has taken them both. Jeff, are you ready for some football?
Let's rock and roll.
Are you ready for some football? What a matchup we have tonight from the Cardinal, as tonight Olentangy Berlin takes on Dublin Jerome. Back with the kickoff in just a moment. You are watching a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Celtic Stadium. Time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sidelines we go, and Mike Todd.
It's another beautiful night for high school football, Randy. I hear you guys talking a lot about these quarterbacks in the pregame, but let's show a little love to the running game. Preston Everhart, 5'10 junior for Dublin Jerome last week, contributing over 100 all-purpose yards, including a score. And when he runs the ball, 8 yards a carry. Excited to see his contributions tonight, guys. Should be a good one.
Thank you, Mike. Olentangy Berlin won the toss and will defend. Jerome will receive and go from left to right at Celtic Stadium. And tonight's kickoff is sponsored by Ohio University. Your path to success guaranteed. It's all teed up now for Justin Rader to boot it back deep. Carter Barco and Ian Dean were underway on the CW Columbus. And it's going to float out. The return's going to start from the 7-yard line. And a nice cut to the outside by Barco. He's got it up to the 36 and lost the football near the sidelines. He lost the football, and they're going to say it must have hit the sidelines and gone out of bounds. So the Celtics will maintain possession of the ball and dodge a bullet on the very first play of this contest. So 1st and 10 now for the Celtics. Glad to have you aboard for week number 4. Take a look at the return one more time, Jeff, as Barco weaves his way to the sidelines to the ball go out of bounds. Was the foot out of bounds?
Yeah, they called it down. Whistle was blown.
First down play. They'll keep it on the ground. Nice little gap off the left side, and up to the 40-yard line goes Preston Everhart on his first carry, his 33rd on the season, taking him over the 200-yard mark rushing on the campaign. Audrey Cousin and head coach Bob Guesswich coordinate the offense, and time for your Spark Columbus Fit City Challenge starting lineups. Get up and get active. You can register now at sparkcolumbus.com. Some good size up front in Garrity, McCarthy, Kumar, Hole, and La Rosa. Some good hands people as well, too, with Martin and Adolph. And then we mentioned Ryan Miller in the open, too. Everhart, one of the running backs in the slots, include Sammy Stoner and Carter Barco, along with Jack Ballingy, who'll see some time. Gain on the play of about 3. Second down and 7 from there. And Miller wants to throw and decides to tuck it and pushed out of bounds across the 43-yard line. They run that spread on offense 4 or 5 wide, and according to head coach Bob Guesswich, his receivers don't lack for confidence. Defensively on the other side, Jeremy Ahrens handles that. Mr. Ahrens has got a 3-5 stack up front with Alonzo, And Birchinall and Kane, linebackers, and McGreevy, Lawrence, Tompkins, Pedegrasso, and Tiberio. And the secondary of Gavin, Rader, and Leffler. So some good size for these guys as well up front too. And with that defense, they've been running it for a while. It was something that Jeremy had in the past when he was at Olentangy and Liberty as well too. Try to funnel everything to those linebackers when you go with those 5 guys. So the 3 guys up front, in essence, trying to create a stalemate. Across the middle, and the pass incomplete. Jeff, they set up like they're looking for a running play, and all of a sudden they go downfield, and the pass a little too strong for Jack Ballingy.
Well, and he's showing his hands. He missed a holding right off of the line of scrimmage, and Berlin knew that they got caught. Watch the bottom of your screen. He is held at the beginning. The safety knew that he had been beat, and he got away with one there. Ballingy was going to be wide open right down the seam.
So Braden Havenstein will come in, and Havenstein on the season. He's done a good job punting. We're going to have officials timeout. I think we're going to reset the play clock. They want the clock reset. And this is a guy, too, in Braden that actually thought about being a quarterback. A perfect ACT score as well, too. And there's the kick, and it's going to hit at the 25-yard line. Did it touch anybody? We'll see. It's going to be spun around by the Celtics and down right there at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Bears will take over on offense, 1st and 10, as we played just about a minute and 15 seconds here in this one, where Jacob Moeller will run the offense. As you can see, the ball in the hands right there of number 29 for the Celtics, and Preston Everhart, the starting running back as well too. So Moeller will lead the charge, a guy that was 58 of 90 passing so far on the season for that man, and we mentioned 8 touchdowns already. And Jeff alluded to the fact that he's averaging 30 pass attempts per contest, and he's thrown for over 1,100 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. The quick pop to the outside. The pass is complete. And it goes on the play to big number 8, and that is Bennett Lawrence, who makes catch number 23 on the season to throw him over 580 yards. And there's your offense for Spark Columbus as well, too, now for the Bears up front. Good size. You got Troyer at left tackle, who, by the way, has a birthday tomorrow, along with Alonzo, who goes 265. Same for Young. Klein goes 290. And Harder, a long, lanky kid, still goes 275, 6'5", on a junior. Nice gain on the first down play. Another quick pop out of the flat. The pass is complete up to the 37-yard line. Ethan Lee, who I did not have on my stat sheet at all as a runner, as a receiver, but they said he's got good hands, and the fullback makes the catch and will move the 6 for a first down. Defensively for the Celtics, Zip Duncan, who was an offensive lineman in Kentucky football lore. 4-3 base is what he likes. Lockwood up front there. His dad played for Ohio State in baseball as well, too. Some good linebackers. Blair now moves to the middle from the outside. Sainer, a returning starter, and some good speed in that secondary as well, too. We'll keep it on the ground, this first down play, and there's a gap right up the middle across the 45 to the 47-yard line as Tiberio finds a nice seam and near another first down. In fact, they will move the chains, Jeff.
A lot of balance in that offense coming out. Jacob Moeller dinking and dunking the first couple of plays and then giving the ball up the middle to Tiberio. Pretty good running back, the 5'11", 180-pound junior. 3 touchdowns so far this year.
And there's your Columbus Wild Dogs first down as well. 2 numbers on Tiberio so far on the campaign. And the quick pop in the far side of the field it goes, and the pass is caught again. It goes to Bennett Lawrence. They're very high on this guy. Against Liberty, 11 catches for 228 yards. And against Darby, had a 14-yard touchdown catch in the fourth quarter with 6:38 left to go to help ice that victory.
You know, it's interesting. Bennett Lawrence, who has caught a couple of those short passes right now at the beginning, averaging over 25 yards a catch. So without a catch and run, they've got to respect the fact that he can go deep on them.
Picks up 6 on first down, 2nd and 4. Tiberio around the left side, nearly lost his balance and scoots inside the 44, near the sticks at the 43-yard line. By the way, a huddle is pretty much a rumor at times for Berlin in this contest. A team that, when you look at it, Jeff, they rush for 104.7 yards, but they pass for 375. They have 480 yards total offense on average per game. I'm going to say he's just shy of the stick, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1, 3 minutes into this one. Go with 2 backs in the backfield now in the short yardage situation at the 44. On the delay, there's nothing there. Great penetration by that defense for the Celtics to make the hit on the play.
There's got to be a blown assignment up front. There were a bunch of Celtics that came free in the backfield. Not a single chance.
You saw number 14, Princeton Doss, leading the charge.
Yeah, that's just great pressure right up the middle. Derek Hull, number 71, the big defensive tackle. 5'10", 205, just a sophomore in on the play as well.
Fourth down, and we should mention, too, that Moeller, the quarterback, is also the punter. So quite often what Jerome will probably do is just drop back one of their cornerbacks or their safeties to go receive the punt. These teams have been known to go for it on fourth down. Fourth down and 4, and they will. And the pass is caught to the 43-yard line, but is it enough for the first down? It looks like it might be.
Looks like it is. Yeah, they're going to absolutely give him the first down. And how about the gunslinger back there? The quarterback, Jacob Moeller, drops back. We knew going into this game, neither of these teams really like to punt the football. They will go for it. And right now, the Celtics are going to have to make some adjustments on defense because they are playing way too soft on the corners.
Horseman makes the catch for the first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Tiberio inside the 40, all the way down to the 37. In fact, now on fourth down conversions for Berlin, they are now 4 of 12, Jeff.
Very impressive. And you look at the effort by Nick Tiberio coming up right in the middle. They really like this offensive line, Randy. A bunch of guys that are returning starters up front, and they are huge. I mean, you got your center at 265, the left guard's at 265, the left tackle at 290.
Pick up 6 on first down. And this time, it'll be the keeper. And then the last second toss, and surprised by the football a little bit. It looked like with his attempt to grab it was Patel as Colin tried to look upfield. I think he was ready to block to the outside a little bit.
There's a penalty flag at the end. May have an ineligible downfield because the pass ends up coming out. This is what created RPOs, run pass option, and it happened by mistake out at Utah when Urban Meyer was out there coaching, and his quarterback ran a play just like that.
Here's Fenton Moore at the 37-yard line, awaiting his call now on the play.
See if it was ineligible downfield.
Especially with that last-minute decision, you could have that. Although I don't see, is he going to talk to us? He's going to wave it off. He's going to wave it off. I saw him put the flag back in his pocket, so I wondered.
There's no foul for pass interference. The pass never crossed the line of scrimmage.
Thank you, Fenton.
Third down.
Fenton Moore, your referee. Your umpire is DJ Loy. Your linesman is Todd Pechonik. Your line judge is Jordan Nipper. And your back judge is Aaron Schrein. So put the flag away. It'll be third down and 4 again from the 37-yard line with 2 backs in the backfield offset. And a quick pop across the middle on the slant. Pass is complete to the 27-yard line. And counted another catch by Ryan Horseman, his second one in this contest. Horseman came in with 11 catches. He had a 5-yard touchdown catch against Olentangy Liberty and 6 catches against Derby last week, good for 113 yards. And he'll move the chains now to the 27. A little banged up earlier in the season. In fact, he'll play more offense now than defense, but slant pattern, he had an opening, and we'll move the chains. On the delay, Tiberio to the right side, nothing there. Again, penetration by big number 14. The second time the hit has been made on the play by Princeton Doss.
Just a little slow getting started out of the backfield. What you've got to do when you see this, and the running back's got to notice this as well, when you've got pressure coming off the edge, what you've got to do is you've got to accelerate. Right there, he's got to move, and a little bit too lazy getting to the line of scrimmage for Tiberio.
So Doss makes the hit again, the outside linebacker. On the play, they're going to lose a yard, so it'll be second down and 11 now. Moeller dumps it out there. The pass is complete. And maneuvering down the sidelines for some extra yardage on the play is Lawrence. And Bennett gets all the way down near the 10-yard line. So that is another first down. That is your Columbus Wild Dogs first down. For ticket and sponsorship information, go to ColumbusWildDogs.com.
A good connection, good route running there. Again, recognizing the soft coverage by the Celtics, trying to keep all the plays in front of them. Going to give them opportunities for a lot of completions in this game, Randy.
Here's your Wild Dog first down. First and goal from the 10 as we're inside the Schiff and Associates red zone. They'll keep it on the ground. Tiberio's got a gap, and the trail defender will pull him down from behind, but not till he eludes the first wave and gets down inside the 7 to about the 6-yard line. In talking about Nick, they've described him as someone who's kind of shifty and speedy. He'll touch the ball probably 20 to 25 times in a game, and you can see what element he adds to that running game with all that Moeller can do as a quarterback, as a thrower, and a runner as well. So second and goal from the 6. We're just past the halfway point of the first quarter. They peer to the sidelines. Nick McVay, the offensive coordinator, loves that occasional 2-back look, and they've used a lot of it here in this one. Early drive, and we've got a flag on the play. Let's see if we have a false start on the offense. What do you got, Fenton?
Dead ball. False start. Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. So march it back 5. Jeff, were you one of those guys that was the apologist that said, well, it gives us more room to maneuver now inside the 15?
Well, it sounds good, but the bottom line is you want to get as many yards as you can. Making mistakes in the red zone is something that a team really has to try and get rid of. You don't get enough opportunities to be able to put the ball in the end zone.
2 wide to the bottom, a wing to that side, and then 1 wide out to the top as well, too. On a 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. On the slant, the pass is caught inside the 5 to the 4, and it is Rader who makes the catch on the play. A good safe pass, too, Jeff, because it's either completed or it's going to hit the turf.
Well, and how about the accuracy? You know, we knew this Jacob Moeller was a pretty good quarterback, but his touch is good. His accuracy is spectacular. But again, the wide receivers are doing a good job of reading the defense and breaking off their routes and giving the quarterback a view and a comfort to be able to throw the ball.
Tompkins is that wing back or fullback, if you will, to the top. It's at Tiberio behind Moeller. Across the middle, throws it and batted away. Actually, there was the chance the pass maybe just a little too far to the inside for Ryan Horseman on that play. So now it's 4th down, and let's see if they go for it. They opt to kick it for 3.
Well, Seth Martin on the coverage out there, and you can see he had the inside position on the cornerback. Good faking in the backfield, and that was the design play to go right back. He was the primary target, and we're going to go ahead and kick a field goal.
He's batted away by his own helmet. So the field goal attempt would be 20 yards now for Justin Rader, who's made 2 of 3, both from 22 yards on the campaign. A low snap. He puts it up, and he's got enough leg. The kick is good. So with 4:29 left to go, Rader gets his 3rd field goal of the campaign, and the first points in this contest go to the Bears. 3-0 the tally with 4:29 left to go. We'll take a break on a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Here's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary on that drive. 3-0 the tally thanks to that field goal by Rader. It goes 17 plays, 74 yards, usurps half the first quarter, basically 6 minutes and 15 seconds. And just like that, it is the Bears on top 3-0 in this one.
We talked about the importance of the team that plays the best defense is going to have the best chance to win tonight. Well, the defense for Berlin right now is keeping the ball on their offense, not allowing the Celtics to have a chance.
And the return up across the 20. There's a gap. Look out across the 40. Up the sidelines to midfield. Barco, can he cut back? He does, but can't get away. Inside the 25 to the 24-yard line before the touchdown-saving tackle is made on the play. And what a great return, as that time Harrison Brewster made the hit to save the touchdown.
This is exactly the same return that they used on the opening kickoff, and Randy, they nearly broke that one. What sets this up so well for Jerome is when Carter Barco was able to run the ball up the field in the middle, get everybody to collapse, and then he breaks to the outside. That's a great setup by Barco.
So 1st and 10 now for the Celtics, down 3-zip. They're going to mark him down officially at the 25-yard line. Around the left side, and guess who's got it? Inside the 22 to around the 21 before he's brought down on the play. That's Barco again.
No rest for the wicked, I guess, right?
Say that, yeah.
You run it back 60 or 70 yards, and you line up at the wingback, and they give you the ball again. If you got a hot hand, let's see what happens. And Barco cuts it up inside right there. Good job, good effort, and gave him a positive on 1st down, 2nd and 6.
Great block by Everhart, too, coming out of the backfield on the outside as that man picks up 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and they're showing blitz from the outside, and they violated the neutral zone, so we'll see if we have an encroachment now on the defense.
Look like Nick Petagrasso.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 11 defense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So now you can have some fun if you're the Celtics. 2nd down and less than 1.
Just a little overly excited there on the defensive side. You know, Randy, we talked about the fact that these teams are scoring at a high clip. And you look at, Berlin, who scored on the first drive with a field goal, averaging 34 points a game. But they're giving up 40 points a game, and that is not a recipe for success.
Once again, we're in the Scott Schiff and Associates red zone. 2nd down and 1. And a keeper this time, and can Miller cut it back? He can, but with all that effort, maybe we'll lose about a foot on the play. It'll be 3rd down and still short of a 1st down with 3:16 left to go. Steve Basford pointed out to me that we've got a Cincinnati matchup in this game because we have Princeton against Moeller.
A lot of pressure from the very beginning. Good job by Berlin from a defensive standpoint of getting into the backfield. They've got to perform here. Third down and about the length of the football for a first down.
Backs from an eye on this third down play. And the keeper this time. And they just push the pile. And again, that's something, Jeff, you couldn't do in your day where you could push the back of the quarterback through the pile. But that time they do, and Miller's going to move the chains and get a first down now for the Celtics with 2:48 left to go in a rapidly played first quarter.
Remember the old days in Jerome football? That was basically the offense there. It was a lot of run.
Double wing,
no
double
passing.
tight.
Absolutely.
With
Two
Mark
tight
Hundley.
ends. They just really came right at you.
They smashed you in the mouth and got up and did it again. First and 10 from the 13-yard line. One man in motion, top to bottom. Gets the handoff in stride. Barco looking for a gap. Can he find anything? Maybe down to around the 10 or 9-yard line. And that omnipresent number 8 that we saw in offense is also a Sam linebacker in Bennett Lawrence. That man helping to make the hit. Comes in with 23 solos, 5 assists, a sack, and 2 tackles for a loss.
Yeah, Preston Everhart out there again, Randy, as you mentioned a couple plays before, leading the blocking. Celtics have got to be careful. Looked like they almost had 2 men in motion at the same time there.
Nice gain on first down as they pick up just more than 4 as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first quarter, down 3-0. They peer to the sidelines and get the information from Coach Guesswich and company. They need to get it down to the 3 for first and goal. Low snap, and Miller on a busted play is going to make something out of it inside the 5, and guess what? He's got a first and goal inside the 3, just the way you draw it up.
How many times do we see broken plays just because it breaks up the rhythm of the defense? Quarterback able to make something happen. Negative play, bad snap, ball comes back, unable to make the sack and gets the first down, first and goal.
And again, the officials do not touch the football after the play is done. The running back or quarterback puts the football in the belly of the center. There's a bean bag, normally orange in color, that denotes where the ball should be spotted. And he takes the ball and puts the ball right on the bean bag then to start the next play. So first and goal from the 2. So we played just about 11 minutes of quarter number 1. They go with that tight set, and we're going to have a whistle and a timeout, looks like taken by Jerome. So they'll burn their first. We'll take a break.
Jerome, they're first.
With 1:02 left to go, 3-0, but the Celtics are driving. You're watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special Friday edition presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Fans, coming up at the start of the second quarter, we'll join Mike Todd on the customary heating and cooling sideline for a conversation with Olentangy Berlin High School principal, and that is Todd Spinner. That's coming up as we start the second quarter. 3 backs in the backfield. And the handoff, Everhart. Does he break the plane? I don't think so. Preston. Pressing for the goal line, comes up a little shy.
1-yard pickup.
Watch Ethan Lee, number 45, come up from that linebacker spot, delivering the blow, making things happen. Good effort by that young man.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Big number 45 on your screen. Again, look at the lead back. Number 71 in the backfield. And Everhart this time, and does he make it through? He backs his way and finally gets into the end zone. The lead blocker that time, if you notice for the Celtics, was number 71, Derek Hole. As that time we have another Ramos Roofing touchdown for free estimate on your roof. Text or call 614-761-ROOF. But Mr. Hole, normally the right guard, Jeff, coming back in the backfield at 5'10" and 205 and leading the charge. And then Preston Everhart makes it into the end zone for the 3rd time this season.
There wasn't a whole lot there. I thought the Berlin Bears did a pretty good job of stymieing things up front. Again, you can see Lee in there making things happen, but a good effort by the running back to be able to get the ball into the end zone.
So Everhart scores, and then the extra point is added by Havenstein, and just like that, we stand now at 7-3. What set that up was a huge kickoff return that we saw by Barco. All right, it's time now to check out your Honda's keys to the game. For Olentangy Berlin, don't let Miller be a thriller. Obviously, we're talking about Ryan Miller, the quarterback for Jerome, and bear down. They have to play, Jeff, as you alluded to, better defensively. On the other side, for Dublin Jerome, show your teeth to Moeller. Little bicuspid joke there. Obviously, you want to keep him in line. And then, again, finish. And we talked about not only going strong on defense, but also they had 5 drives inside the red zone and came away with only 1 score in their contest last week. Fans, don't miss the biggest plays from the biggest high school games in Central Ohio. Join Fox 28's Clay Hall for First Scores on Fox 28 tonight at 10:45 p.m. Sponsored by Spectrum. That's right, it's Friday night. I keep forgetting what night of the week. We actually had a Thursday night off last night. What did you do? Cry or what?
I was looking for football, but I didn't see anything going on, especially in the state of Ohio.
Ooh. Let me mark this one up. Slam
There
by
were
Jeff.
rumors something was happening
There
up
was
on
a
the
fight
lake,
in the
but I
stands.
don't know that it could qualify as football.
There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. 7 plays, 25 yards, just under 4 minutes off the clock. Again, set up by the great kick return by Marco on the play. So Berlin to get the ball back, and the return is going to start from the 7-yard line. Up across the 10 to the 20, and there's a wall right at the 20-yard line. So the return goes some 13 yards, and that's about it. Great job on defense as they shut down Jason Harris on the return.
Looked like Nate Kirk down there, number 10 on the coverage. Good job on special teams.
You don't have to miss Honda's Thursday Night Lights or the Friday edition when you're away from your television. Watch every game online at the CWColumbus.com. A big thank you to Kroger Distribution Center for sponsoring tonight's matchup.
How about the start by Jacob Moeller, the quarterback, Randy? 7 out of 9 passing for 91 yards. He only got a field goal out of it. At least he got some points in the red zone.
3 wideouts, and again, that wing or slot man to the top of the set this time. On the first down play, going to hand it off. Nice gap for Tiberio, right up the gut, spins across the 35, brought down after a gain of 15 on the play. So the hit is made at the end of the play by Cole Welch, who comes up from the secondary. The safety, who had 19 tackles, 2 interceptions, actually has a touchdown as well.
Notice how tall he runs, Randy? You got to get the pads a little bit lower. If you're a running back coming through there, you want to get that lean going where you've got an opportunity to be able to have that momentum. The officials are going to stop the play for a second here.
That's because it's the end of the quarter. We'll stop it for about 90 seconds.
Thank
How's
you
that?
very much.
We'll take a break after the first 12 minutes. 7-3, the Celtics, the home team, on top of the Bears. We'll take a break. Week number 4 of a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus.
We are now joined by the principal at Olentangy Berlin High School. This is Todd Spinner. Todd, thanks for joining us here on Thursday Night Lights. 4 weeks into the hybrid learning. What has impressed you so far from the students, the staff, and your teachers?
Mike, first of all, I appreciate you having us on here. So first of all, the staff, unbelievable staff at Olentangy Berlin High School, best staff in the best building in the best district in the state of Ohio. They truly are teaching each lesson twice because we're on hybrid. Unbelievable staff working, extra time, overtime, unreal staff at Berlin High School, can't say enough. So it's their work ethic, Mike. And then the students are all in. They're wearing the masks, they're sanitizing, they're washing hands, social distance. They're so excited to be there. We're a family at 3140 BSR, Mike.
Next week is a special week at Olentangy Berlin. It's homecoming week. How are you going to do homecoming during a pandemic?
Mike, I appreciate you asking that question. At Olentangy Berlin High School, we don't let anything stop us from doing the right thing, not even a virus, Mike, not even a pandemic. So we're going to do Spirit Week. We're going to vote for Homecoming King and Queen. And you guessed it, Mike, we're even going to have the band march in the hallways. We're going to have the fight song playing. Unbelievable events and many, many more. Mike, just stay tuned on that one. I'll keep you up to speed.
I can't wait to hear about that. Now, what's it been like this week at the school? What's the buzz been like knowing that you guys are going to be on Thursday Night Lights?
You know, a lot of excitement. John Betts, our athletic director, and Melanie Miller, his assistant, have done a great job working up the excitement and enthusiasm. Coach Norrie's got our team ready to play. And it all starts at the top. Mark Rafe, our superintendent, and the Board of Education have done a great job of preparing our students to do things the right way, building each other up instead of tearing each other down. So tonight, we're ready to crack some pads tonight, Mike. We're ready to get after it.
All right, Todd. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us.
Up, Mike.
Look at this guy. Wouldn't you love to have him as your principal? That's Todd Spinner, the principal at Olentangy Berlin High School.
Nothing like some pad cracking going on down there in the field. First of all, we had Moeller to Lawrence for 5 yards, but that was negated because of an eligible downfield. Then Tiberio got the football. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, so you're back to square one now. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line. 37 seconds into stanza number 2 with 2 wide at the top, 1 to the bottom, and 1 man in the slot as well, too, with 1 back in the backfield behind Moeller. And he wants to throw. Throws it back the other way, and it's to Lee. What a great throwback pass, Jeff, that was. And he finds Lee, gets it up to midfield, and that's enough for a first down as they pick up about 14 on the play.
Boy, that's been a little bit of a surprise. Ethan Lee being part of that offense, as you mentioned earlier, Randy, hadn't been used much at all on the offensive side this year. And I'm sure Jerome is as surprised as anybody to see the number 45 coming out of the backfield, catching the football. And he is a big dude when he's got the ball and he's delivering the blow. And you can see him there on the sidelines getting a little bit of a break.
Alongside Coach Norrie. He runs like a tight end, doesn't he? There's the handoff. It goes to Tiberio off the left side, dances inside the 45 to around the 42, maybe the 41. The one thing they said about Ethan, you give him the ball, if he ever gets it, he runs straight ahead. So get out of his way because he will run through a wall. He's been playing football since first grade, and this guy's played for a long time too, and Nick Tiberio.
Yeah, pretty quick in there. And nickname him Tibbs. Give Tibbs the ball and let him make things happen. Bust it inside, and again, I'd like to see him get a little more forward lean from that tailback spot.
They need two more. Let's see if he can get it. To the left side, and he's got it. And then some spins away from the defender. Gets it inside the 35-yard line. Picks up about 8 on the play. And he's got enough for the first down. Taken over from Johnny Spinner, who graduated last season.
You know, it's interesting, Randy, we've heard both of the coaches. Here we are in week 4 of high school football, and they're still talking about feeling like they're in preseason camp. You know, they have not had all the practices. They didn't have all the summer workouts. Barely had scrimmages as they came in. Lucky to get one scrimmage if they got anything. And so these teams are still developing, even though we're in week number 4.
The Columbus Wild Dogs first down as Tiberio peers to the sidelines to get the information.
Well, in the first drive, they came out throwing the football all over the park, and drive number 2, they've been running the ball.
And Tiberio again inside the 30, got a nice lead block from Lee and pushes the pile just inside the 30-yard line. They like that left side of the offensive line, Jeff, with Cole Troyer over there, who's a 3-year starter, and Antonio Alonso, also a 3-year starter. Now Bryce Young at center is also a returning starter too. And you mentioned it, Jeff, what's it like to have a program that is only 3 years old?
Well, it's amazing. You know, they're very fortunate to have a coach like Coach Norrie, and I got to know him at the National Football Foundation banquet last year when he was honored as one of the district coaches of the year. And you look at his resume. Here's a guy that played at Boston College. He played in the National Football League. He coached in the NFL, and Berlin got him to come here to be their initial coach. He's done a great job.
They need another 6, and Mueller looking long downfield and overthrows the intended receiver by 3 yards on the play, and that was Justin Rader.
Good coverage by Cole Welch, number 11, right there, step for step with Rader as he was going down the field. Good protection, ball is up. And again, I have no problem with a ball thrown like this where you give your receiver a chance to go get it. That's just one of the timing passes that, you know, you'll probably get a little bit later on in the season, but Rader, a favorite target of quarterback Jacob Moeller.
He's wide to the bottom again. To the same side goes Lawrence. Patel to the opposite side of the field. Quick pop and the pass a little high. There's a little contact, and there's a late flag. Again, intended for Ryan Horstman, and Horstman thought there was some contact, and the flag was tossed in by our back judge.
Yeah, ball was thrown very high. The quarterback, Jacob Moeller, had to get it over top of the lineman. Here's the call by the official.
Pass interference, defense number 4. Half the distance foul. Result of the yardage will be first down.
But, Jeff, even though the pass was thrown high, what do we say?
There are nothing such as uncatchable in high school football.
That's right.
That one would have been had there been a rule for uncatchable. It was way high, but the contact was made. Good call by the officials, and it keeps the drive alive for the Bears.
There's your Wild Dog first down at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Tiberio to the left side again. Even though it's the short side of the field, we talked about the strength of the left side of that offensive line. It's got a nice gain inside the 10-yard line as we're inside the Scott Schiff and Associates red zone one more time. This has been a rapidly paced contest, Jeff, with about 8:45 left to go in the first half.
It's interesting, though, the differences between the two drives. They wanted to come out here and they wanted to establish the running game. Good pull. The center, Bryce Young, after snapping the ball, is able to get out there as a pulling guard, playing that center position to lead the blocking.
They need 3 more. And they're going to get down to around the 6-yard line. Great job by big number 75 to fill that gap, and that's Kyler LaRosa. And you look at that defensive line up front, Jeff, for the Celtics. Lockwood a sophomore, LaRosa a sophomore, Hull a sophomore, and then the old man in McCarthy as a senior.
Yeah, think of the upside of this guy, number 75, LaRosa, 6'3", 260 pounds as a sophomore. Are you kidding me? This kid is still growing. And great feet that time and good hands, able to make the play in the backfield.
And just added playing on defense last week. So third down, they're going to need 1 to move the sticks as we approach 8 minutes left to go in the first half.
Blitz coming.
And the pass, wow, incomplete. Looking for Horseman on that slant again. I would think on a 4th and 1 here, do you go for it now?
Absolutely. I would not be surprised if they decide to go for this one. Randy, this has been highly successful for this team, the quick slant, but you can see the adjustment made by the cornerbacks. Seth Martin now coming up there playing bump and run face-to-face with him. Now, yeah, they did get the interference play earlier, but that time, good defense.
4th down and 1 now from the 6 with 2 backs in the backfield. For Moeller, again from the gun. To Berrio, can he get to the 5? Yes, he can. The 4, the 3, and maybe even the 2 as he tries to give them what for, but that's enough for a 1st and goal with 7:51 left to go. So they convert on 4th down now for the 5th time in 13 attempts.
Berrio carries and picks up the Bears first.
Jeff, you mentioned some schools, really fighting to feel like they're not in a preseason mode. We've got some schools that have never even seen the weight room, Jeff, since the end of February.
Well, it's funny. You arrive here before the game, pull up in the parking lot in Dublin Jerome. All the kids are driving up in their cars, and they're in their skivvies. They're dressing out in the parking lot. There is no locker room. You dress in the parking lot in advance of the game.
1st and goal inside the 3. Taberio off the left side. Can he get to the goal line? Oh, he got pushed back on the play.
He ran into his own guy. Cole Troyer came back to block. And Cole, big guy at 6'2", 290 pounds, watch number 76. He's doing the best job that he can, trying to go get his guy, and boom, he runs into his own man. This is just bad timing, not a bad play by either one of them.
Meanwhile, Derek Cole went down low and grabbed him by the ankles and knocked him down on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and goal inside the 2. Under 7 left to go. Berlin looking for a score to take the lead, down 7-3 early in this contest.
See if they try to get it to Ethan Lee again, the tight end.
And a late handoff, and there is nothing there. Great penetration by that defense. 2 guys came bursting through to make the hit. Among them, big number 18 on your screen for the Celtics, and that is Addie Blair. Blair coming through 5'8", 160 at 36 tackles and 2 tackles for loss, making 3 tackles for loss after this play now.
Boy, Addie Blair just came in the back door. He snuck right by. Nobody touched him. That guard on that side has got to have the responsibility of the A-gap. He's got to block down and make sure that blitz doesn't end up in your backfield.
It's been a long time inside the 10-yard line now. 3rd down and goal from back around the 6 now. Mulder with plenty of time, looks underneath, has his man, and Lawrence dropped the football. Boy, Jeff, if he goes diagonally 1 more yard, he's in the end zone. So now a decision. You're 6 yards away. Do you contemplate the 3 here?
Boy, he's such a sure receiver, too. This is just unbelievable that he's not able to hold on to the football, deliver it on time, on target. And if anything, just took his eyes off the football, and that'll frustrate him, and looks like we're going to have another field goal try.
You look at the gaps on his arms, Jeff, that time he did not have his arms close enough together to corral the football. He left that opening, and the ball just squirted right through. So Rader now to attempt his 2nd field goal. What is it with him in 22-yard field goal attempts?
It seems to be his number.
This will be his 3rd 22-yarder, and a whistle before we start the play. And do we have a procedural call? I think we do. Might have a false start.
Dead ball. False start. Number 68, White. On Berlin. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Did you sense that might have been a fake?
I didn't see that coming, but now he's had those 22s. It's now all of a sudden he's going to be kicking this one from the 23. 33-yard field goal.
Moeller's the holder, by the way.
Excuse me, the 17.
It'll be about a 28-yard attempt. A line drive kick. It is up, and it is good. So their 2nd score is their 2nd field goal. And the margin now just 1 point. 7-6 the tally. Jerome on top halfway through the 2nd quarter. We'll take a break on a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College in one place on the CW Columbus. So the margin is now 1 for the Celtics. It's 7-6 halfway through the second quarter in this one. 6:01 left to go on the clock. The final chapter of the CW Super Hit Show Supernatural debuts October the 8th. Don't worry, fans. Thursday Night Lights will be over by then, which means you can watch the season premiere live at 8 p.m. right here on the CW Columbus. No hate mail from Supernatural fans this year. Okay, Jeff Logan, I know you're one of them, so stay cool. There's the kick, and the return's going to start from the 16 up across the 20, the 25, and will end at the 26-yard line in the person of David Adolph. So Adolph on the return. And now the Celtics with a chance to answer, up by 1 point. Jeff, what have you seen offensively from Dublin Jerome in this contest?
Well, I think they've got the ability to be able to run the football, but Randy, twice they've had really great field position. They've not had to drive the ball all the way down the field because of their kick return. Now, this will be the first test of this offense, having to put a drive together of any proportion of making first down after first down. So let's watch closely.
There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summaries. For the second time in this contest, we've had a scoring drive that's lasted half a quarter. So 1st and 10 for Miller and company from the 26-yard line. Wow, look at the pursuit and the penetration by the defense. Everhart tried to turn the corner, and there was no room for him to go anywhere, as that time Aiden Kane came shooting through the big defensive end. 7 solos, 3 assists. Last year he had 21.5 tackles.
Aiden Kane just followed the blocking going all the way down, and they were pulling everybody from one side to the other, and as a defensive end, what you should do is just follow those blockers because they're going to take you right to the play.
Young man likes history, the founder of the chess club, and who was born on Christmas Day, makes the hit for a loss. That's a long pass out there to the bottom of the formation and up to the 25, to the 30, down the sidelines. Here goes Seth Martin. Martin with a nice gainer that time for the Celtics with 5:16 left to go, and Martin gets to the outside and makes a nice move to the sidelines. And the returning starter and lacrosse player has a first down for Dublin Jerome.
Not a pretty ball thrown out there by Ryan Miller, but it was on target. And then the receiver did what he was supposed to do. Seth Martin made somebody miss out there in space on the island.
Gain of 17 on the play, 1st and 10, and a little misdirection, and Everhart gets the handoff. He'll get it up to around the 44-yard line with forward progress, so maybe pick up a couple on the play for Preston. He can be dynamic. Another guy that's a lacrosse player. Boy, Jeff, you look at it, for Dublin Jerome, every player in the starting lineup on offense or defense or in the rotation has or currently plays another sport. Lacrosse and baseball lead the way, but are also represented by track, basketball, rugby, wrestling, and swimming.
I think the idea of 2 sport athletes is critical for the success of your football team.
Ryan Miller wants to throw. Runs out of options, but doesn't run out of real estate as he scoots across midfield. Let's see where they mark him out. The sticks are at the 48-yard line, and they're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. And they're going to say it's enough for the first down. How many measurements have we seen so far, Jeff?
Absolutely none, and you're not going to see any. They're not going to do anything about touching those chains. And you can see, watch where the quarterback steps out of bounds. Good spot by the officials, and a first down continuation of this drive by the Celtics.
Boy, Ryan Miller had a great game against Thomas Worthington. 17 of 20, 228 yards and 2 touchdowns. Started partway into his sophomore year, and Bob Guesswich said if he would have been a better coach, he would have started at the beginning of the sophomore season. 1st and 10, but Bob is a great coach. To the far side, they go with a little bubble inside the 45 to the 40 and extending all the way down inside the 39-yard line. It is Carter Barco, who's been a big playmaker here in the first half for the Celtics.
We understand Ryan Miller, the quarterback, is committed to go play baseball in the Southeast Conference at the University of Tennessee. Delivers the strike here out to his receiver. Carter Barco has had a big night tonight. Kickoff returns, receptions, good player.
Ryan Miller, by the way, is also a Browns fan, so he's a little happy right now, I guess, after the victory over that team down in Cincinnati. So it'll be second down. They need just more than 1 to move the sticks one more time. Under 4 left to go in the first half. Celtics with the ball in a 1-point lead. Boy, Miller almost left a little early there. And the handoff goes to Everhart, and he's got the first down. Needed 1, and Preston picked up about 3 on the play. He also had a great game against Thomas Worthington against the Cards. He had 15 carries for 92 yards and also a couple of touchdowns. It's the coolest halftime show in Central Ohio, and it's coming up in just a few minutes. We'll break down the hottest stars and coolest plays thus far in the Custom Air Heating and Cooling cool plays of the first half. Thanks to Custom Air for all their help. Everhart again's got a bigger gap this time to the 30-yard line. Boy, that thing shut down in a hurry because it was an ankle tackle that got him down, and we've got a player down for the Celtics at the 35-yard line, rolling around and writhing. I think that's Anthony Kunar, who came in to this contest a little banged up. Now he pulls that time, and something happens just out of screen right there where he went down. I think he hurt his leg on that play.
Well, good execution by that offensive line, though, Randy, as they were up there. A lot of movement going on, creating the opportunity.
So that means they'll have a new center warming up in the bullpen. It might be Paul Miller. We'll take a break. 7-6 the tally, 3:27 left to go. This is the CW Columbus. The Celtics clinging to the slimmest of margins now at 7-6 here with just over 3 left to go in the first half. Next Thursday, Honda's Thursday Night Lights is back with a double dose of high school football. On Thursday, Whitehall Yearling takes on Bishop Breedy at the Fort, Fortress Hobets. Then join us for a special Friday night edition when Hilliard Bradley plays host to Olentangy Orange. It all starts at 7 p.m. right here on the CW Columbus, your ticket to high school sports. So, Jeff, that is Anthony Kumar who comes off the field. They go 3 deep now at center with Paul Miller because I know Noah Dorsey was banged up as well, too. So they were doing some snaps along the sidelines with Ryan Miller to make sure everything's okay. And they'll hand it off, keep it on the ground, and get it up to the 20, the 15, the 10, all the way into the end zone, counted for the touchdown, Preston Everhart. Well, obviously, there was a hole up the middle.
Apparently, that move was not all that bad, and we certainly hope that Anthony Kumar is going to be okay, but that offensive line created a great opportunity for running back Preston Everhart. And Randy, that answers the question about the ability of this team to not just make the short drive for a score, but take it the entire distance.
29 yards on that touchdown run by number 29, Preston Everhart. Makes it now 13-6 with the extra point from Havenstein to follow, and Braden's got it up, plenty of leg. And just like that, 14-6 widens the cushion out to 8 points now for Dublin Jerome. And a nice job, too, by the middle of that line, and McCarthy, and also Hull, and also Paul Miller, who just came in.
Yeah, watch the execution of the offensive line here. A lot of crossing up front, and it just like he was shot out of a cannon, comes the running back, Preston Everhart, right up the middle. And that is a beautiful sight for a running back. A little bit of jazz going in the end zone. Fortunate the officials didn't see that.
So, touchdown number 4 on the campaign for Preston Everhart.
They may be talking about it down there right now. Be careful. Don't get too carried away.
So now it is 14-6 here in this contest. As the first half comes to a close, stick around. We'll hear from the leading coach going off the field here at halftime in the Bob Evans Coach's Corner with our very own Mike Todd. He is our very own because, quite honestly, we tried to trade him and nobody wanted him at the trading deadline. So
really,
it's hard to believe, right?
Well,
no, we love him. There is nothing we would take in return for Mike Todd, except maybe I don't know, a couple Dairy Queens or something like that. There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. Just over 2.5 minutes to go the 8 plays and 73 yards. And to widen that lead out to 8 points. The return going to start from the 17 up across the 20 to the 27, and Rugby breaks out right at the 28-yard line. So the Bears get it back. All right, assess now the Bears on offense. What has Berlin done well?
Well, Randy, I think they've had the ability. We've seen 2 different drives come out of them. One first drive of the night was just throwing the football all over the field. Second one was really using the running game. But the biggest problem for the Bears, they've gotten it into the red zone, but they can't put it through to the end zone to get the scores. They have 2 field goals to show for it. They should have 14 points on the board, but they're trailing in this game by 8.
Preston Everhart, his first 7 carries went for 15 yards, Kyle Coleman tells us. His last one went 29 yards and a touchdown. 3 wide at the top, 1 at the bottom. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Mueller, the quick pop, has his man. Retreating and coming back a step to make the catch, then sauntering downfield a little further on the play is Justin Rader. Rader's a guy that can pretty much, you feel, play anywhere on the field. Wide out, defensive back, he can play linebacker, he's a kicker, he does it all.
Well, not a big kid, but very shifty and quick, and you can see here after catching the football, he's just trying to get up inside and then protect his body. He's got just a yard short of the first down.
Got 9, they need 10, and there's the quick pass, and well, if it's a catch, it's going to be for absolutely nothing. And they're going to say it's incomplete. Flag on the play. I think we have ineligible downfield, as again the pass was intended for Colin Petel.
Well, they love this RPO, this run-pass option, where the quarterback has the ability to go ahead and take the football out and then basically option off out to a wide receiver. But clearly, they're going to determine, was the pass actually thrown behind the line of scrimmage or not?
Yeah, he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I thought he lost a little bit of yardage. So you may wave off the flag. We'll see. Fenton Moore checking with his partners.
There's no shame in taking that flag away. I mean, this is why they have this conversation. They want to get it right, make sure that it is done properly.
Fenton Moore, DJ Lloyd, Todd Petronik, Jordan Nipper, and Aaron Shrine, our savvy crew of 5.
All right.
Mr. Moore, what do you got?
2 fouls on the play,
Whoa.
both on the offense. An eligible receiver downfield, a penalty is declined. Offensive pass interference, number 55 on the offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's unique.
I don't know that I've ever seen a interference call, offensive interference
On the left
on a
guard.
lineman.
On the left guard.
That is, you can
There
see
it is, at the bottom, yeah.
You can see him downfield blocking. Obviously, miscommunication in the backfield in terms of run-pass option. You know, again, the quarterback cannot be responsible for looking downfield to see if he's got a lineman down there and have to run the football. But clearly, the communication to that offensive line was that it was going to be a running play.
So 2nd down and 16 now. They go with a 4 wide out look, evenly distributed on either side with one back in the backfield. And Tiberio, he will float out in the flat. And there's the pass to Horseman, who's got it at the 30 up to the 34-yard line. I made a joke that I said, too bad Ryan Horseman doesn't wear number 4 because he could be the 4 horsemen then. See, it's kind of a Northern Indiana Notre Dame joke there.
Yeah. Well, I heard it once before, and it wasn't any funnier the first time.
I'll be here all weekend. Try the veal. Thank you very much. 3rd down.
Not a pretty pass, but
And
an
6.
effective pass. It got there on target. Horseman, a good receiver out there. 1 receiving touchdown so far this season.
3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Moeller with time, looking long downfield for Horseman again. Tries to adjust to the football. And the pass incomplete. Coverage on the play by Carter Barco. Now, as long as he's going for the football and not face guarding, he's okay.
Yeah, that was good defense by Jerome. This is a good touch pass thrown. Looks away, trying to find his receiver. This is on target. Go up there and try and high point the football. And that's one of the things as a receiver, what Ryan Horseman has to do is get to the point where he has a chance to elevate. Now, again, Berlin can go on 4th down anytime and go for it. So you got the quarterback back there to punt, but he is way back. So this does look like punt formation.
That's right. Single safety back deep for the Celtics at the 31-yard line. Good snap from Moeller. He's got it off and booms this one. The return going to start from the 28-yard line for Barco up to the 30. Far side to the 35-yard line. And then the Bears wake up out of hibernation and they make the hit at the 35. So it'll go back now to the Celtics up by 8 with 2:09 left to go here in the first half. At the end of the second quarter, it's the Music Go Round halftime show featuring the Music Go Round marching band sound. This week, Mike Todd talks to band director Brian Stevens of Dublin Jerome and their marching band and gives you a glimpse of their performance. Plus, our Scholar Athletes of the Week from Dublin Jerome and Olentangy Berlin will be featured as well, too. All that and more coming up at halftime. Brian Stevens has been around for a while. I want to say I remember him at Reynoldsburg and West Jeff as a band director as well, too. Big gap off the right side up to the 45-yard line. Everhart with a nice run that time on that Wild Dogs first down, and he will move the chains yet again. So with 2:03 left to go, the Celtics not resting on their laurels or their 8-point lead.
Love to run that trap play up the middle. Opportunity to try to break another long run and gives them a first down.
And the throw in the flat goes to Seth Martin to the far side of the field. Martin trying to find the gap on the sidelines, but pushed out around the 47-yard line. Hit made on the play by Connor Gavin coming up from his cornerback slot. Young guy that's maybe a little undersized at 5'9" and 140, but likes lacrosse, science, and is part of the Interact Service Club as well, too. So 1:51 left to go in the half. And mark the ball right at the 47-yard line. Pick up 8 on the play. They need 2 more to move the sticks again. Everhart time, you better believe it. Does he have the first down? Yep, and then some. Scoots to the outside, keeps his balance. Nobody to beat. Down the sidelines for Preston to the 10, to the 5. Once he got through that initial surge, Jeff, it was down the sidelines he goes. He takes it in for a score. 47 yards, 1:41 left to go, and make it 20-6 Celtics in this one.
You know, really good effort by the offensive line. Everybody was pulling to the right, but the guy that I want you to watch coming in late is Ryan Miller, the quarterback. Are you kidding me? Watch Ryan Miller after this broken tackle here is going to come downfield right there, number 13, right side of your screen. He's got nobody to block. But the effort by the quarterback getting downfield to protect his running back is exceptional.
Evan Stein for the extra point. Snap, kick, it is up, and it is good. 21-6. The count now in favor of Jerome with a strong second quarter, up by 15 late in the first half.
That's impressive, Randy, to have your quarterback back there. And again, he was 20 yards away from the play as his running back is out there, Preston Everhart. And then all of a sudden he busts here, and look at 13 coming down and leading the charge, escorting his running back into the end zone. That's the kind of effort you want out of your leader.
You know what he was saying? Lateral the ball to me. I'll finish it off for you. That's right. But it shows you the speed, too, of Ryan Miller, too, at 6'3" and 200 pounds. They love his frame. A guy that, you know, last week, Jeff, had some trouble because the line struggled a little bit. He dropped back 45 times last week, got pressured or hit immediately 18 times, but took it all. As we take a look at the Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary, and that is a quick drive there. 65 yards in less than 30 seconds for a touchdown. Wow.
And what's that get you? It gets you put it back out there on special teams. Well, Preston Everhart out there right on the kick team.
So the Bears now looking to make an answer with 1:41 left to go and down by 15. I've got Berlin with their full complement of 3 timeouts left and a strong passing game. Let's see if they can make something happen. It'll be Jason Harris from the 6.
His shoe came off.
Yep. With one tire, he gets up to the 17-yard line.
Not quite a Keith Byers moment, running with one shoe, but just as he started there, the shoe went flying off. They'll take it and
did that ever happen to you on a big play?
I don't remember losing a shoe.
Okay.
I do remember Keith Byers, though, in that great game at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah?
Big comeback against Illinois, if I'm not mistaken.
Does that sound right? I understand they have a football team now, too, right?
I understand they've always had a football team. Whether or not they're going to let them play was the question, and we certainly got good news this week that the Big Ten will start the weekend of the 23rd of October, so full go.
We'll call the return 13 yards. They're going to mark it closer to the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 from there with 1:35 left to go in the half. And they're down by 15 for the Bears. Triple to the top, 1 to the bottom. They go to the top, and there's a quick pop across the middle. And across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. Catch is made by Justin Rader.
Well, this is who they are and what they do. They like to pick you apart with the throwing game, Randy, with 5 receivers out in generally every position, gives the quarterback the vision of being able to go to whomever he wants. What they're having trouble doing is connecting on the long ball, and here they go with it.
To the far side of the field, pass incomplete, once again looking for Rader. And this is a team that is used to that hurry-up style of offense. And quite honestly, too, Jacob Moeller has a lot of freedom, especially in the 2-minute drill.
Now, there was some double coverage here, and look at the quarterback. He locked in on his receiver right from the very beginning, and that's one thing. We were looking at that last week, Randy. That's one thing as a quarterback you've got to do a better job of, because those defensive backs are going to read your eyes. You got to look away from that intended receiver and then come back to him.
But Rader did touch the football, and he's got it again. Nice sidestep up to the 44, maybe the 45-yard line. That's going to stop the clock temporarily while they move the chains. They still have 3 timeouts remaining and a first down. We talk about finishing for both of these teams. That's been a key, although last week it worked for Berlin as they got their first victory over Darby, 48-41. Moeller straight back to throw. Looking. He's got great touch, and he's got great power in that arm. Looks downfield. Can they get there in time? Oh! In and out. Barco had a chance for the football, and so did Rader downfield, and the pass falls incomplete.
Boy, really should have been intercepted probably. You know, a lot of pressure on the quarterback, good protection for a long time, and I think that's one Barco thought he absolutely had. Went right through his hands, and nearly coming up with the catch, as you mentioned, Randy, is Justin Rader.
So now it is 2nd down and 10. And they want to reset the play clock, and they do, and they crank it now again with the ball at the 44-yard line.
Now it looks like we're going to get a timeout.
All right. We need to reset the... Yeah.
54 seconds left to go. I think they want to reset the clock now to 57 seconds, so they do. So nobody officially took a timeout, just the officials. Because they're officials, they can take an official timeout.
They can officially do whatever they want to do.
2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Try it to the top. They come in with a blitz from the outside. Across the middle, has his man wide open. That's Lawrence. He's got the first down. Will he go to the sidelines? Sure. Get out of bounds at around the 37. So it accomplishes a couple things. It moves the sticks big time and also stops the clock with 49 ticks left in the first half.
Now, Bennett Lawrence on the crossing pattern. He was not the intended receiver from the very beginning, but going through his progressions, is quarterback Jacob Moeller. And the good thing that he does, he gets that ball in there softly, allows that receiver to be able to cuddle that ball and take it for the first down.
I'm telling you what, this kid has got great touch on his football. He can zing it downfield, then he takes something off of that as well, too. So many quarterbacks throw everything like a fastball. This guy's got the fastball, the curve, the changeup, and the knuckler, I think, too. On the first down play, downfield, double coverage, and again, perfect description of what we're talking about. Floated that one a little higher, and that time Horseman's able to come down with it and make the catch, move the chains again. Another Wild Dogs first down with 44 ticks left to go in a half.
Yeah, impressed with his accuracy, Randy, putting the ball on the spot. Horseman ran a good route, gave him a good target to be able to throw to. And again, he had a small window to be able to get that ball in double coverage.
But again, can you finish? And can the Celtics defense bend but not break? First and 10 from the 27. Coming out of blitz. The pump. He's got pressure backside. Does he see it? Not in time. Now they want to burn a timeout with the ball at the 30-yard line. And they'll stop the clock with 37 seconds left to go. They'll take a timeout. And that is their first, each team unofficially with 2 timeouts remaining in the last 37 seconds of the first half.
Nothing wrong with taking that sack at that time, especially when you know you do have timeouts. Watch the pressure, just the pocket is just eventually going to collapse. Better to take that sack than to throw something that's going to be intercepted.
That was Caden Lockwood with the pressure. And again, here's the prior completion. Watch the touch he's got on the football. Keeps it high just over the front defender and before the back defender. We talk about hitting spots as a quarterback. It's a great job, a great touch that time by Jacob Moeller.
Looked like Horseman got 2 feet in there.
Just one extra one.
Yeah, just require 1 in the high school game, but looked like he qualified there for the game that's played on Sunday.
I got a note, Jeff, from a young man that was watching one of our games out in California. I think you may know him. He said it was a great job that we did on the game. It was up Arlington, Westerville Central. The young man that sent me this note was the voice of the Columbus Clippers now for the last 20 years. The voice of the Los Angeles Angels, Terry Smith, was watching us on Stir.
The Terry Smith. What a terrific guy. Enjoyed working with him on the Ohio State Radio Network for a number of years.
Moeller on a second down and 13. Looks long downfield, and boy, they were running into each other, but both going towards the flight of the football, they're saying. So the pass just ruled incomplete as Horseman was the intended receiver.
Yep. Good hand checking going down, but it was an equal display by both the offensive and defensive player. No question about this. This is not interference. Ball thrown way long on the play, but the defender had the inside position, Randy, which gives him the right to that part of the field.
3rd and 13 from the 30 with 31 left. Moeller looking left, and the pass incomplete, knocked away. Good coverage on the play to the far side of the field as they look for Lawrence, and the coverage by Seth Martin.
Boy, Seth Martin has had a good night. Early on, I thought the cornerbacks were playing very soft for the Celtics, but now they've rotated up and they're really starting to play pressure, and a good effort by Seth Martin.
Do you realize the last 3 analysts on the OSU Radio Football Network have been Logan, Lashutka, and Lachey? Is there something about that letter L?
I don't know. Those 2 guys are both way too tall, though. I can tell you that.
Big play, 4th and 13. They're going for it. Moeller looking downfield. Guns has a man underneath. He's got the catch. Inside the 10, tight-roping the sidelines and taking it in for the touchdown. Colin Pethtel. Did he stay in bounds?
Stepped out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
He kept motoring. I didn't think the short side of the field was going to be his friend all the way in. So at the 22nd mark of the first half, they'll have a 1st and goal inside the Schiff and Associates red zone.
Well, Colin Pethtel, who has not been a part of the offense catching footballs yet tonight, makes the big play. Let's just watch again. Did he step out of bounds? Whoa. I'd like to look at that one again.
Quick pop. It goes to Rader. Can he get away? Flag on the play. He gets down to around the 1-yard line. There's 2 hankies now. Tossed inside the 10-yard line with 14 seconds left to go. Jeff, again, we talk about finishing. We'll see who this penalty's against. Face mask on the defense. That's why he came down so rapidly, because the pull on his handlebar. Fenton Moore, our official, will
not that
make
it's going to make any difference, but the shot we had to see if we can see the heel go out of bounds. Now there it looks like he did. The shot that we had before from our up camera, when we could actually see the heel of the receiver, was looking to me like he did not step out of bounds. We get such great pictures from our guys here.
Thank you.
Of course, it's easy up here when we get replay, and those officials are out there having to do the job. Bang, bang. Watch here up above. I want you to watch the heel as he gets down to about the 6-yard line. Not here. There we go. What do you think? I think he was in bounds the whole way.
I think, like an election, sometimes it's too close to call.
That was close.
So timeout number 2, by the way, while you were gone, taken by Berlin. They have 1 remaining. Jerome with 2 still left in this first half. And the penalty was again against the Celtics for the face mask. So it's going to be a first down and goal inside the 2-yard line with 14 seconds left to go. You have a timeout left. So, Jeff, if you wanted to here in the Schiff and Associates red zone, you could run the ball on 1 or 2 plays even.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they don't go a little RPO down here with Jacob Moeller. Roll him out to one side or another with the ability to throw the football or take it in himself.
Just keep the lineman down here because there's not much room to go downfield.
Yeah, just make sure you tell everybody on the offensive line that we intend to throw this football. See what happens.
Hey, folks, we know that mornings are different, but Good Day Columbus on ABC 6 and Fox 28 remains on your side from the moment you get out of bed. From overnight changes to what's happening in your neighborhood, be sure to wake up with Kurt, Jessica, Buck, and Katie weekday mornings on ABC 6 and Fox 28. From inside the 1, and we got a whistle. Do we have a timeout before the play?
Illegal shift. Oh, maybe too many men on the field. What are we doing? We're counting players now. Do they have illegal participation?
Yep. I count more than 11.
Oh, my goodness. Nope, they're picking it up.
No foul for illegal substitution.
12. They got 12. Yeah.
They've got at least 12 on the field right now. Everybody's pointing. You cannot sneak off the field when there's 12 there. Fenimore's going to change things here.
Correction. Substitution infraction.
There you go.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
The only thing you can do is dig a hole in the ground at that particular point in time.
Coach Bob Gueswich on the Jerome sideline was beside himself. He knew that the count was 12 players on the field. Again, this is an example of what the coaches have talked about feeling like it's still preseason, Randy.
And finishing. They're looking to the sidelines are the Bears trying to get the play.
Now, for this offense, it actually does create a little bit more room for them.
Especially for the slant pattern they like to run across the middle near the goal line. Call it first and goal from the 6. And whistles again. Are you kidding me? And we've got a false start on the offense. It'll be first and goal from the 11. Well, Jeff, you have more room now to navigate.
Dead ball. False start. Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's an offensive lineman flinching before the play is called. And, well, you know, Randy, there's a thing about having enough space in the end zone. Now there's too much space in the end zone. You cannot keep going backwards like this. They had it goal to go at the 1-yard line. Now the ball is going to be placed at the 10.
First and goal with 14 seconds left to go from the 11-yard line now. They need 11 to get back into this thing. And Moeller rolling, pressure's on, throws at the last minute. Or are they going to say he got that off before his knee hit the ground?
There was a receiver in the pattern, so it's not going to be, he's not going to be penalized for getting rid of the football, but was he down?
They're going to rule the incomplete pass.
7 seconds remaining.
So that took 7 seconds right there. So now they have at least one more shot. And of course, this is what's tough too. The center has to go hunt down the football. Goes all the way to the sidelines, comes up with the football. And it is second and goal from the 11 with 7 ticks left to go. This time they got 2 wide to the top, a slot or wing to that side, and 1 to the bottom too. 1 back in the backfield. Moeller from the gun. Readjusts to Berrio. He could be a receiver out of the backfield, as could Lee. Moeller rolling, going into the end zone, throws it up there. What a touch pass, and it's caught and then dropped. Dropped in the end zone by Rader. 2 seconds left to go. Well, we want to talk about a touch pass. We'll have to see that one again because it looked like it was there, but the coverage helped to knock that ball free.
Boy, nice touch. That ball is catchable, Randy. That is an unfortunate situation for that young man because he is such a sure receiver.
Sammy Stoner able to strip it out of there. Are they going to take 3? That's the look, but remember the holder is Moeller, the quarterback, with 2 seconds left to go. This would be a 28-yard attempt if it happens. Low snap, the kick is up, plenty of leg, and the kick is good. So it's a sandwich of field goals with sandwich in the middle for Berlin, and they get 9 on the board. So at the break, it is 21-9 in favor of the Celtics.
Well, that's going to be the frustration of Coach Mark Norrie, realizing that his football team has had 3 opportunities inside the red zone. And yes, they came away from those opportunities with 3 scores, but those 3 scores were just 3-pointers.
So at the break, it is the home squad from Dublin Jerome up by 12 in this contest, 21-9, as both teams looking for their second win on the campaign in 4 weeks. As we head to halftime, let's head down to the Bob Evans Coach's Corner. Our very own Mike Todd is going to be standing by with the head coach of the Celtics.
All right, thank you so much, Randy. Bob, red zone defense really coming up big that first half. What were your takeaways from that first half?
We're lucky that they came up big in the red zone. I mean, look, Berlin's such a prolific offense. You saw it at the tail end there. I mean, we're in trouble if it's not for a few little mistakes by them. So we're lucky to get out of there with that situation we have.
What's the message to your team at halftime?
We just got to keep playing. We've got to compete. They start with the football. I know that sounds cliched, but you see what happens when our guys compete. They put themselves in a position and they've got a chance. We have to just keep doing that.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time.
All right, hey, guys, we see you. We love you.
I tell you what, not trying to be Scandinavian here, but you have to be Finnish, all right? You have to be able to do that, and so far, it's been the squad from Jerome that's been able to do it. Our Music Go Around halftime show is next, 21-9 to tally. We'll take a break. This is a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
Raising Cane's is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Liam McGreevy is a member of the Olentangy Berlin football team. He's earned 3 varsity letters for football and 2 for track and field. Liam carries a 3.94 GPA and has completed multiple AP courses. He's a 2-time class president and is heavily involved in after-school programs, including the 2nd and 7 Foundation. Congratulations to this outstanding Raising Cane's Scholar Athlete.
You are watching the Music Around halftime show on Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus Friday edition. Dublin Jerome on top of Olentangy Berlin by a score of 21-9 at the half. Earlier today, I was able to speak with the leader of the Dublin Jerome marching band. Well, I'm joined by Brian Stevens, band director here at Dublin Jerome High School. Brian, thank you so much for being here on Thursday Night Lights. So, a different kind of year for the band.
Very much.
How has the band responded, and what have you really seen so far?
Well, let me start by just saying I've never been prouder of them. I've done this for a long time, and they responded like true professionals when it came to our situation.
Now, you don't really have band contests this year,
right.
so that's something that's missing from the band this year. But what are different things that you're doing to keep yourselves sharp and to kind of reward your musicians for all of their hard work?
Well, I think the most important thing for us to remember is that we're not in the contest business, we're in the education business. And so we are educationally doing everything the same way that we would in a competition year. We're teaching, we're expecting results, and the goal is great performances, no matter whether they're at a football game or in a parade or in a contest.
So speaking of performances, what we're going to be seeing and hearing at halftime tonight, tell us a little bit about that. What's the halftime show going to consist of?
Well, first of all, we are limited to the number of people that we can safely fit in this end zone. We have 165 in the band, but we can really only fit 105. So we had to make hard choices, divide the band up. The underclassmen each get 2 games. The seniors are here for all 4. And we're performing football stuff. You know, we're playing the fight song a lot. We're playing a lot of school songs. We're pepping up the crowd, what there is of it, and trying to help the team.
What's the response been like this week from the band, knowing that they're going to be on Thursday Night Lights?
Oh, they love it. You know, anything like this, they get excited about. So you can see right from behind you there that they are super excited about tonight. And you know, I just told them yesterday that this was going to happen. So they got pretty psyched up.
All right. Well, Brian, thank you so much for joining us here, the band director here at Dublin Jerome. Very happy to have him on Thursday Night Lights. Big thank you once again to Brian Stevens as well as the Dublin Jerome Marching Band. Coming up, more of the Music Around Halftime Show. You're watching the Halftime Show, brought to you by Music Around on Thursday Night Lights, Friday edition on the CW Columbus.
Raising Cane's is proud to recognize Central Ohio Scholar Athlete of the Week. Braden Hovenstein is the varsity kicker for the Dublin Jerome High School football team. He's also a varsity volleyball player and a Dublin Youth Athletics basketball superstar. Braden carries a 4.2 GPA and received a perfect score on his ACTs. He's also a leader for the Jerome's Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Congratulations to this outstanding Raising Cane's Scholar Athlete.
And welcome back to the Music Around Halftime Show. Randy Reinhardt and Jeff Logan high atop Dublin Jerome High School and Celtic Stadium. 21-9 the tally, the home team on top of the Berlin Bears. And Jeff, an entertaining first half, but if you look at it, if you're the Bears, I think you're going to talk about the missed opportunities you had in the first half.
Well, and I think Coach Norrie is going to be very critical of his football team not being able to finish when they've gotten in the red zone. That was the problem Jerome had a week ago. 5 times in the red zone, they only scored once. This time it seemed to have bit the Bears.
Let's take a look at the cool plays of the first half, courtesy of Custom Air. And first of all, early on, some great running we saw from Ryan Miller, and then Jacob Moeller handing it off, and Barry couldn't find an opening because of that strong Celtic defense.
Well, there was a lot of good defense in the first half, Randy, but a lot of good offensive plays as well. And we got a couple of running backs that got hot, and this is the very beginning. Everhart backs into the end zone for the first drive and first score for the Celtics.
Not the last time it would score. Tibieri, I should say, tries to take it outside, and he cannot convert. A good play by that defense for Jerome. And once again, you see Tiberio trying to take the ball, and the penetration. Again, we talked about the opportunities the Bears had. They just could not finish. Moeller looking, and trying to find his man over the middle. And Bennett Lawrence with a rare miss and dropping that pass.
Very difficult when you see something like this. And watch here again, great defensive plays again by the Bears. And now we get Everhart shot out of a cannon right up the middle. And that followed an injury to the center. And then he gets the ball again. And I want you to watch the play by the quarterback getting downfield. Ryan Miller getting all the way downfield to lead him into the end zone. Great effort by the young quarterback.
29 and 47 yards respectively. Let's go down the sidelines. The coach of the Bears is standing by right now with our Mike Todd.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Mark, plenty of opportunities that first half, unable to cash in on them, though. What was the message to your team at halftime?
I think we got to finish. We got to finish drives. I mean, we've been in the red zone 3 times, and we've come away with just 3 field goals. So, we have to come away with 6 points instead of 3, and that was part of what was discussed at halftime.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Good luck during the second half. Guys, back to you.
A tale of threes. Rader with the field goals of 20, 28, and 29 for his 3 scores. And on the other side, Everhart with 3 touchdown runs. It is 21-9, the tally here at halftime. Jerome on top of Berlin. We'll take a break. Second half just around the corner here on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, a rare Friday edition right here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Celtic Stadium as Olentangy Berlin will get the ball to start the second half. So Berlin on offense, and it'll be kicked off by Dublin Jerome. Getting ready for the start of the second half. Just a reminder that tonight's kickoff is sponsored by Ohio University. Your path to success guaranteed. We'll take a look at the stats from the first half after this kick return, which will start from the 6-yard line. And Harris has it up to the 20, and undercut right there at the 21. Ball was free, but they're going to say he was down before he lost the football. Greg Costas on the hit. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bears to start the second half. There are the team stats in the first half, and the thing you look at, and Jeff, I know they passed the ball well, but I'm surprised the Bears had 189 yards in total offense.
Well, you look at having that much offense, 255 total yards, you would expect to have more than 9 points to show for it. And I know that Mark Norrie is frustrated with his football team, and most of those were self-inflicted wounds down there. The drop ball that would have been a sure touchdown, and then all of the penalties on the last drive.
Preston Everhart, 10 carries, 101 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the first half. Tiberio's got it now to start the second half, and Nick's going to cut it up to the 29 and fall across the 30-yard line. And Tiberio's got a gain of nearly 10 on the play. We'll see where they mark the ball. If it's at the 30, it'll be shy of the sticks by about a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 1 from there. Randy Reinhardt, Jeff Logan, Mike Todd, glad to have you aboard. Week number 4 of Thursday Night Lights. As you look at Moeller, in the first half. And there's the number we talked about, 189 yards, but they couldn't finish. Had to settle for 3 field goals by Raider. And this time they take it off the right side, and they get the ball up to around the 32-yard line on the play. So they needed 1 to get the first down. They'll pick up 2, and Nick Tiberio has enough for the first down.
Yeah, Moeller started out 7 out of 9 passing for 91 yards in the first drive of the football game. Again, only came away with 3 points. You can see here the read option, getting the ball. Good job of protecting the football by Tiberio. Again, would like to get his pad level a little bit lower going through the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. The quick pop, the pass incomplete. Just behind the intended receiver in Aiden Leffler. So Leffler, the intended receiver, who's also, by the way, one of the backup quarterbacks and starts in the secondary as well.
Getting some extra bodies in there on the offensive side. A lot of guys playing both ways, offense and defense. Leffler getting a chance. Ball thrown a little bit behind him, but one of those that you would probably call catchable.
2 backs in the backfield. The fullback is the lead back, and the quick pop to the far side. It is caught, and it's Mr. Leffler with a second chance, and he makes the most of it.
I love the fact that they go right back to him. You know, bobbled that one a little bit, probably catchable. Quarterback having confidence in his receiver, Leffler. This is thrown to the outside shoulder. Good catch and a good finish to get the first down.
And now for Aiden, 10 catches, good for 100 yards, and move the sticks, make it a first down. Mark the ball at the 43-yard line. So we played 1 minute to the second half. Both teams come in at 1 and 2. And the quick pop, it goes near side and looking for a block. Needs one more block. Couldn't get it from Lawrence, but still a little move the outside by Petel, and he gets a nice gain across midfield.
Boy, good faking in the backfield. The fake to the running back. He ends up getting tackled here. Watch, boom. You got to look at the pressure there to attack him, and didn't have the football. And this is the RPO out in the flat that they've been trying to execute. Good timing this time by the Bears.
Gain of 9. They need 1 more from the 48-yard line now. The Celtics. And Tiberio, I don't think he got it. He got back close to the line of scrimmage, and a late hanky tossed in at the end of the play by our umpire with 10:46 left to go here in the third quarter. Fenton Moore's our referee for this contest. What's the call? That's going to hurt, Jeff. You had a second and short, and then you lose it.
Holding on the offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. First down.
A lot of these are self-inflicted wounds. You got a good drive going here. And good defense by the Celtics coming up to make the play. That inside linebacker, Addy Blair, number 18.
Mentioned he was playing on the outside last week, but they flipped him to the inside. Flipping with Sainer, showing a blitz from the outside. And we're going to have another false start called on the offense here. We nearly had a violation in the neutral zone by the defense.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, second down.
But Princeton Doss, near side, was ready to come uncontested, looked like, to make a move on Moeller. But before that, they called the false start on the offense, so now they're back at the 37-yard line.
This is one of the risks of the no-huddle, hurry-up offense, Randy, just trying to make sure that everybody is on the same page. It can be very difficult to do.
Second and long now. Moeller looking long downfield, looking for Lawrence, trying to adjust to the football, and the pass incomplete. Coverage on the play by Seth Martin.
I thought they might get a call there. It was simply because Seth Martin had his back to the ball. Wasn't playing the football, was playing the man. Let's see if there was contact here at the end. Yeah, I think that's face guarding. I think that could have been a call. That's exactly how that is defined, and I'm a little bit surprised that there was no call on that play.
Yeah, never looked back. Third down and long. Again, the 4 wideout look for the Bears. Middle screen set up. Floats it to Tiberio across the 40. Nice spin move, but he has to get all the way down to the 47-yard line. So he's going to be about 8 yards shy of a first down with 10:05 left to go. A good play call.
Do not put it past the Bears to go for it here on fourth down. Good setup here, Randy, but one of the things the offensive linemen did is they got bunched together here, and we got 3 guys blocking 1.
And look at that.
Nice job of getting knocked
Number
to the ground.
34, Jack Sainer stayed with it. And there we have some movement up front. That's going to make it 4th down and 3. We have an encroachment call on the defense.
Dead ball, encroachment number 71 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
You got to think this is more in their comfort zone as they try to go forward here.
I would think so. Let's see how deep the punter and your quarterback, Jacob Moeller, get.
I'm not sure he's going to even go back in punt formation. They may do the short snap and he could punt it from there, or they may go for it on a 4th and 3. It'd be the 15th time this year they've gone for it on 4th down.
Can always quick kick out of that shotgun formation. Nobody back for the Celtics. They're expecting a play.
They try to draw him off again. And he will just punt it from the short formation, and it will trickle inside the 20-yard line with nobody back. And unfortunately for the Bears, it takes a hop straight up. But it will force the Celtics to go about 85 yards for a score. 9:25 left to go here in the third. 21-9, Jerome on top here on the CW Columbus. Rewatch or share tonight's game and the entire 2020 season of Honda's Thursday Night Lights by visiting our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WSYX on your side and look for the 2020 Thursday Night Lights playlist. Check it out. Watch your game and watch it again. 1st and 10 from just past the 15-yard line for Miller and company. And already to the outside, Everhart didn't get touched, Jeff, until he almost got to the secondary. Picks up 5 on a little slant move.
Yeah, good 6-yard gain on 1st down, and this is their first possession of the second half. Berlin able to hold the football for a long period of time, but having to quick kick it there. And not great field position, but a nice improvement on 1st down, and that young man has had quite an evening. Preston Everhart, 3 touchdowns.
Now 11 carries and 107 yards. You can see what Ryan Miller did. Very efficient with his passing game in the first half. Just 4 attempts, 3 completions. Everhart's got it again and gets to the 23-yard line. Setting up a 3rd down play now. 3rd down and just less than 2 with 8:40 left to go. Resetting, both teams coming at 1 and 2 on the campaign. Berlin coming in after a victory over Derby last week, 48-41 in a back-and-forth game. And the Celtics coming in after a loss to Marysville, 31-12. The Monarchs now at 2-1 in the campaign. 3rd down and a short 2. Empty backfield now for Miller.
That game against Marysville last week, Randy, was the one where the Celtics had the ball in the red zone 5 times and only had 1 score.
Everhart in motion. He will get it in stride, accelerate, turn the corner, get the 1st down and more. Up the sidelines. Preston Everhart all the way up to midfield. It's got another 1st down and a big gainer as he's approaching over 130 yards rushing in this contest.
Yeah, that's a slow developing jet sweep coming across the formation. And as a running back, you want to get that ball upfield as quickly as you can. The Bears lost contain on the play, and that is great balance as he tight ropes the sideline and able to come up with a big gainer. And now all of a sudden they're out of that field position hole, and they've got the ball on the short side of the 50.
Picks up 28 on the play. 1st and 10 now for the Celtics from the 49 of the Bears with 8:01 left to go and ticking here. Miller to the far side, has his man inside the 45-yard line. Nice touch on that throw as he goes to Seth Martin.
Boy, as a receiver, that seems like an eternity waiting for that football to come back when the quarterback is having to throw it all the way across the field. Good connection there, though, by Ryan Miller.
Good. And the numbers now on Preston Everhart after that 38-yard run puts him at 137 yards, 3 touchdowns and 13 carries so far. And his team now looking at a 2nd down and 3 from inside the 42-yard line. And Preston's got more. Cuts it back. Everhart all the way down to the 31-yard line and closer to the 30. And Jeff, hats off to that interior 5 of Garrity, McCarthy, Miller, Hull, and LaRosa.
Yeah, watch the pad level of this running back Everhart. A little bit lower as he goes through the point of attack, and that's one of the things that we've been, a little face mask there at the end that they got away with. But a good job by Everhart. I'm very impressed with his ability to run the football. Pad level low, getting north and south.
So mark it 1st and 10 at the 31 of Berlin. Miller looking long, far side of the field. Nice touch and incomplete. Intended on the play for David Adolph on that Wild Dogs 1st down. For ticket and sponsorship information, by the way, go to ColumbusWildDogs.com. 2 quarterbacks with great touch on the football tonight.
I'm not so sure the defensive back knew the ball was actually coming. He's reading the eyes of the receiver here. Doesn't see the ball coming at all. And a one-handed attempt by David Adolph, but good defensive coverage back there. It was very impressive.
That was Colin Pethtel, the cornerback. On a 2nd down and 10 now from the 31. Is it Everhart time? Yeah, sure. Got it to the 30-yard line. That's about it. Undercut right there. So good job by that defense to come sifting through and help make the hit on the play. Helping to make the hit on the play was Aiden Kane.
Little play action.
Watch 23 stay at home there.
Yeah, good read right up the middle. Aiden Kane, a solid football player, reading the play perfectly. Stayed at home, made the play.
Gain of nearly 1 on the play. We'll give him credit for a full yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9 now as they go with a triad to the top of the set in Barco, Dean, and Adolph. Empty backfield. Lonely man is Ryan Miller. Everhart in motion. Is it the jet sweep again? It is, but they cut it off this time. Great play by that defense. Coming up to force it back inside was Nick Petagrasso, and Petagrasso came up, did a great job, and Jeff did what he was supposed to do. Read his keys nicely and then forced it back inside.
Yeah, watch him shift at the beginning of the play. Petagrasso's already running across the formation like he knew what the play call was, and he was man coverage on Everhart coming out of the backfield. There was no chance that play was going to succeed.
And you go for it here, or do you punt it on a 4th and 14 from the 35? They look like they're going to go for it. Or at least maybe force a penalty here with an encroachment. We'll see. Trips to the bottom, 1 to the top. Miller going to throw on a 4th down and 14. Looks long downfield. His receiver's out of bounds, so that play is going to be negated. Intended for Barco and give it back now to the Bruins. So they bend a little bit. They get it back with 5:48 left to go. What will happen? We'll find out together when Berlin gets the ball back. Berlin trailing right now, 21-9, here on the CW Columbus. Jerome up in this contest in the 3rd quarter, 21-9. It's a 1st and 10 scenario now for the Bears as they get it back for the 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter, down by 12. Both teams coming in with a 1 and 2 mark on the campaign.
Watch the reverse.
Double handoff. Are they going to throw it downfield? Looking long, and I mean long downfield, trying to circle back to the football. The pass is caught on the play. And I'm going to tell you something. Bennett Lawrence got mugged on that play and still was able to catch the football down around the 25-yard line.
That was like fielding a punt down there for the receiver, Bennett Lawrence, in all due respect.
Now this is Aiden Leffler, who's going to throw the ball downfield because he's also a backup quarterback.
He threw it up for grabs and looked like maybe a wounded duck, but they were able to make the play.
50-yard gain. Taberio gets away from one defender and cuts it inside the 20 down to around the 17-yard line. Pressure was applied by Derek Hull, but he got away from him. Fans coming up at the start of the 4th quarter will join Mike Todd on the Custom Air Heating and Cooling sideline for a conversation with Dublin Jerome principal Mike Aaron. That's coming up the start of quarter number 4. So now it's the Bears on the move. They've got 3 field goals. They're looking for a touchdown, down by 12. On a 2nd down play, and they need 2 more. It's Taberio. Nice spin move again. All right, he did 720. He did 2 360s there. I don't know how you keep your balance and know which direction is forward and which is backward.
It looked like X Games. He was out there pushing the B button, making himself get around. And again, good job of taking care of the ball. And pad level now, much better there, getting his pads low where you don't give the defense as much of a target. Good effort there by Nick Taberio.
Inside the Schiff & Associates red zone as they've got the 1st down and the adjustment to the football and the throw. What a great job. Leffler takes it in for the touchdown. Now, that was great communication between Moeller and Leffler. Leffler wasn't open at first. Then he came back to the football, saw the rollout by Moeller, and they create a Ramos Roofing touchdown.
Yeah, that's just great communication by those 2 young men. And watch the quarterback here. He's going to hold, pause, look, and able to find the receiver, get open, and he dives into the corner of the end zone. What a drive there by Leffler. He had something to do with the end of it. He had something to do with getting it there.
Raider to make it a 5-point game. Plenty of leg, and just like that, it is 21-16. Plenty of time left in this one with 4:29 on the clock. 21-16, and Let's see what the Bears can do on defense. Meanwhile, if you're Jerome, you can't be resting on your laurels right now, Jeff. You had the 21 points at halftime, but now, for the first time in 4 scoring attempts here, they are able to finish, are the Bears, and take it in for a touchdown.
Well, the first time tonight that they've been able to, like you said, Randy, finish a drive. They've had a couple of opportunities. They've not really been stopped by the Celtics all night defensively. They've been able to run the ball up and down the field, but getting the ball into the end zone has been the challenge. Offensively, they're averaging 34 points a game, so they've not had difficulty getting the ball into the end zone, with the exception of tonight with all the field goals.
There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary as it took over 79 seconds to traverse 65 yards in 4 plays, as Adibala has it teed up now at the 40-yard line.
These are 2 pretty good football teams, Randy. A lot of excitement, a lot of athletes out there having some fun, balling, doing the things that they like to do.
A lot of offense as well, too. And will it head out of bounds? Yes, it will. So we'll get the flag on that. With 4:29 left to go. Great job, too, by the officiating crew of Fenton Moore and company.
They've been solid tonight, absolutely.
Opens his mic. Tell us about the kick going out of bounds. Will he even bother? Just put the ball at the 35-yard line. Anything?
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Ball be placed 35-yard line. First down.
Thank you, Fenton. When it comes to the weather, trust the weather experts. Marshall McPeak and the ABC 6 First Warning weather experts are on your side, helping you prepare for the best and worst Mother Nature has to offer. Tonight on ABC 6 News at 11. Check it out. So Miller and company with the ball back and up by just 5 now, and they'll send to the top of the formation Adolph along with Barco and Dean.
Press coverage at the top.
And Miller opting to throw, looking long downfield. One-on-one coverage, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Barco on the play at the 33, and there is a flag as well, too, on the far side of the field.
I think we're going to get an interference call here. There was a lot of contact there.
The DBs, for the most part, on both sides, are not really looking back at the football, Jeff, are they?
They truly are not. They're playing the receiver, and they've got to get their head on a swivel and look back for it. We've had a couple of occasions where it could have been called, and I think this is going to be it.
So defensive pass interference is the call. So with 4:22 left to go, a big play for the Celtics.
Gavin Angel back there on coverage, and you can just see totally playing the receiver, and you can see the contact being made before the ball got there. Good call by the officials in a big break for Jerome.
So 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 for Everhart from the 50, and Preston's got a gain of 4 as he trucks down to the 46-yard line before he's brought down on the play by Nick Pedegrasso. So 2nd down and 6 awaiting the Celtics, a team last year 9-3 in Dublin Jerome, 2 years ago 5-5, 3 years ago 7-4.
Well, the misdirection in the backfield is tough for those linebackers to be able to see what's going on. That's what creates some of the diversion that creates the opportunities for Preston Everhart to be able to come up with the big plays.
I have your obscure stat of the week after this play. It's Barco trying to turn the corner, got it down the sidelines and inside the 40 on the second effort, going over bodies, and has the first down at the 39-yard line. All right. Are you ready? Dublin Jerome has won 33 of their last 35 regular season games when they scored 21 points or more. And they have scored 21 points. I'm just saying.
We can go home. It's
Good
a
night,
lock.
everybody. Drive safely. Extended version of Family Feud is next. 21-16.
I think the Berlin Bears are going to have something to say about that.
Again, the triad of the law firm of Barco, Dean, and Adolph go to the top. Martin to the bottom on a 1st and 10. And showing blitz and coming through and going all the way from the far side and wrapping around that time to make the hit on the play was Aiden Kane. He has been all over the field tonight as Everhart on the carry again.
Yeah, very active. And what Jerome offensively likes to do is pull a lot of linemen. Watch the left side of the line come all the way over to the right side. And if you're that defensive end, when you see those fannies going that way, you just hop on back of them, and they're going to take you right to the play.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9. Under 3 minutes left to go in the quarter.
You understand fannies, right? Just want to make sure.
It's a weird sentence there. Interrogative, I guess I should say. Miller running out of options, running out of time, getting away from Lee, cuts it back inside, made something out of nothing, all the way down to the 33-yard line. Looked like he was going to get hit back at the 42-yard line, got away from Lee and company. It's going to set up a 3rd down and short now.
Well, good job turning a negative into a positive here, and especially taking care of the football. A lot of times we'll see quarterbacks get out in this kind of a situation, trying to make something happen and the ball come loose. A lot of contact in there, and again, Aiden Kane very active on the defensive side, making that play down the field.
3rd down and a long 3 now from the 33-yard line. Play clock has not been a factor at all in this contest. Miller on the quick out. Pass is caught, and out of bounds goes Martin. But there's a flag resting at the 31-yard line with 1:55 left to go. It's going against the offense, I think. Fenton with the call.
Holding on the offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Got a good voice. He should go into broadcasting.
I like that. Fenton's doing a good job. We're going to watch and see if we can see the penalty. There's number 70 right in front. We'll see if we can see the hold. Looked like more of a tackle than a hold. But I guess that qualifies.
Offensive tackling.
There it is from the top. That's your center. There. Looked like a wrestling move. Good takedown.
Yeah, remember, that's Paul Miller, who's been pressed into duty going 3 deep at center because Anthony Kumar went out. Noah Dorsey's been injured as well, too. So unless somebody's changing jersey numbers, that's Paul Miller out there.
Good job by that young man, though, tonight, having to step in there 3 deep at that center position.
Well, his first play in the first half led to a touchdown of 29 yards by Everhart. There's a quick pass and the coverage, and they're going to say pass incomplete. Bennett Lawrence was close to wrapping that arm around the intended receiver.
Really good defense here, and you can see the quarterback had to throw the ball off his back foot, not able to deliver it on time. Ball kind of floated in there late.
That right hand was on his backside there.
Yeah.
Or fanny, as you would say, right? So 4th down from back of the 43-yard line. You got to think they're going to punt it here, don't you?
Well, they were about in the same position where they actually went for it, and these coaches are stubborn.
Well,
here's a long snap back and quick kick.
And there's the kick, and it's going to go inside the 1 and dribble into the end zone on that attempt by Princeton Doss. So bring it back out to the 20-yard line with 1:45 left to go. You kind of sense, Jeff, that the Celtics had the upper hand, but right now the Bears back in this, less than a score down.
Absolutely. Only a net 21-yard kick there because the ball went into the end zone. Yeah, if you're going to quick kick it there, one of the things you want to do is go ahead and quick kick it into the coffin corner that they say. Kick the ball out of bounds.
Did you ever attempt to punt?
I punted.
Early?
I was a punter. Yes,
really?
I did some punting.
In your high school days?
Absolutely. I was a big kid in punt, pass, and kick.
I won that.
Remember those old days of punt,
I beat
pass, and
Jay
kick?
Hoy by 2 feet, and he came to my house to cry afterwards.
You never made it to the big league, though, did you?
No, I did not.
To the finals or anything?
I made it to the regionals in South Bend, Indiana, for what it was worth.
Well, that's all basketball, so it doesn't matter.
Thank you very much. Right across the middle they go, and the pass is complete out to the 27-yard line on that Wild Dogs 1st down as it's Bennett Lawrence who makes the catch. So you punted in high school. What was your average? Any idea?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I have no clue. Again, this is the base offense, just trying to find a receiver. You got 4 or 5 receivers in every pattern, and really relying on the receivers to go out there and find a soft spot in that zone, sit down and give the target to the quarterback.
Found that in the triangle. This time it'll be the keeper by Moeller. Got to the 29, had to get to the 30-yard line, so he stopped about a yard shy of the 1st down with 1:12 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Berlin down by 5 to Jerome. We mentioned both teams 1 and 2. They play in the OCC Cardinal. And it's kind of tough this year because you try to talk about league championships, Jeff, and qualifying for the playoffs. And right now, everybody gets a chance to make the playoffs. So, you can't look at that. And you also had such little practice time. Some teams as little as, 4 solid scrimmages coming into it. Clay Hall mentioned earlier tonight on ABC6 about the Columbus City League starting their league up tonight, their games. So glad to see more and more of the schools are playing high school football here, not only in this state but other states as well, too. Little secondary pop there, and Lawrence has got it for the first down. Again, Moeller with a great job of looking, then kind of waiting for Lawrence to establish a little opening there around the 35-yard line and make the catch.
Total read by the receiver. They're the ones that are setting up the play, making the decision in terms of how deep that's going to be. Running a dig route where he's running the defender off. If the defender turns his hips, then you stop and come back to the ball, and the quarterback's able to hit you.
First down from the 35-yard line. And they get it up to maybe the 37 for Tiberio. The only thing is, you know, when you do so many short passes, Jeff, you've got to make them all work, too, because there's so many plays you have to run to string them all together to go the length of the field. You know, you talk about Moeller. Think about this yardage. Against Liberty, 28 of 43 passing, 416 yards. Against Olentangy, 18 of 28 for 444 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. We have a one-score contest now as Jerome leads Berlin by a count of 21-16 as we head to the fourth quarter in week number 4 of a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College right here on the CW Columbus.
I am now joined by the principal at Dublin Jerome High School. This is Mike Aaron. Mike, absolute pleasure to have you here on Thursday Night Lights on a Friday. So you guys have been in school since about the end of August. And I know a big transition comes up next week for Dublin Jerome. Tell me about that.
Yeah, next week we're going to start full hybrid learning. We had kind of a unique situation. We started the first 2 weeks in remote learning. Then the second 2 weeks have been what we call orientation phase, where we got kids back in and got them used to the protocols and the procedures that we're trying to get through. And next week we're coming back full hybrid, and we're really excited about that. Kids have been fantastic, really doing the things that we need them to do. Our teachers have been working so hard. This is a really, really difficult time. And, man, they have been working so hard, and we're so proud of them and so happy to have them, have the kids come back on Monday.
So what are some of the things that you're excited about this upcoming school year at Dublin Jerome? What gets you out of bed and ready to go to work?
Well, if I'm going to be honest, just having kids in the building. I've been in the building since June really since March, but then was able to come back in the building in June. And, you know, there's nothing worse than an empty school building with no kids. I mean, what brings the life into the building is all the kids that are here. So that's probably, I would say, my assistants and I, and even the teachers, that's been the part that, you know, brings us a sense of normalcy, even though we understand that that's not something that is going to be completely happening here right away. But that's been the most exciting part, and really just trying to give them as positive experience as possible as we go through the school year.
Mike Aaron, the principal here at Dublin Jerome High School. Michael, thank you so much for being such gracious hosts. Once again, that's Mike Aaron. He is the principal at Dublin Jerome High School.
Mike, thank you very much. It has been the Moeller to Pethtel show for a 7-yard gain and then a 25-yard gain. And now Berlin has it 1st and 10 from the Jerome 38-yard line.
How about the execution there of that run-pass option? Good job by Moeller. As long as he doesn't cross the line of scrimmage, he can throw that ball forward or backwards.
And looking downfield, look at this pass. And are they looking for him? No, they are not. They're going to have to toss the flag on that one, I would think.
That ball was so underthrown that the receiver coming back to the football engaged with the defensive backs. And that's just a risk of the job back there of being a defensive player. You're kind of defenseless, if you will, because watch, the receiver is coming back to the ball. And again, you got defensive players that are not getting their head on a swivel, turning around looking for the football and playing the ball. They've got to make sure they find the football, or that's going to be a problem for them over and over again.
Leffler, the intended receiver, indeed pass interference was the call. And it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 23-yard line. And the quick pop, and it is caught on this Columbus Wild Dogs first down, and not a whole lot there for Pethtel. All of a sudden, we're seeing a lot of Pethtel here on 3 of the last 4 plays as Colin's been the designated receiver, looks like, for Mr. Moeller.
I referenced this earlier in our telecast tonight, that this run-pass option thing, you ever hear Urban Meyer tell the story? It's just classic, because it was invented by mistake in a practice at Utah when Alex Smith was the quarterback. He ran out there and just improvised, and they went back and looked at it on tape and said, we need to do this.
They gain only 1 on the play. Looking long downfield, and there's contact again inside the 10-yard line, and they got to flag it again. This time Rader, the intended receiver. It was some contact around the feet. And they'll move the chains again with 10:30 left to go, and another first down coming up for the Bears. Here's Fenton Moore with the call again this time. They're going to call it holding this time.
That might have been one of those cases, Randy, where the defensive back knew he was beat.
Holding on the defense, number 11. 10-yard penalty results in a first down.
Let's take a look.
Again, this passing game is so prolific.
Yep.
And you can see
just tried to grab him.
He was beat on the play, stumbled. Again, uncatchable, absolutely. But that is not a determining factor in high school football, whether a ball is uncatchable or not.
Inside the Scott Schiff & Associates red zone, another Wild Dogs first down. 1st and 10 from just past the 12-yard line for Moeller and company. Plenty of time, looking, gunning, and throwing it in there, and finding his man for the touchdown. Count it. It goes to Aiden Leffler, and after trailing the whole game, Berlin now on top of this one, Jeff, 22-21.
Boy, really a terrific job. And the offensive line giving the quarterback, Jacob Moeller, time to be able to pick apart that defense. Look at him pumping back there, waiting to find a guy. He threads the needle, throws it through a tiny window to be able to complete the pass for the touchdown. Pretty good defense on the play, but great execution by Jacob Moeller throwing that strike.
I wonder if they're going to go for 2 here. It's a 1-point cushion. They may go for 2. They can select where they want the ball along the hash mark. We'll find out. They're going to put the ball on the left hash and mark it at the 3-yard line with 10:23 left to go. 1 point means nothing to them.
Well, you love their passing game here, but also Nick Tiberio out of that backfield is dangerous as well.
So they'll go for 2. Moeller rolling, looking. Does he have enough? Oh, and the pass is caught on the play by Rader. The question is, was he the intended receiver?
No. I mean, the quarterback is going to go back and say absolutely. But truth be known, they were trying to throw the ball to the first receiver, not the second one. And you can
14,
see the attempt. And the...
Pastel was the underneath guy, and just beyond his arm, so Rader kind of circled back underneath and made the catch. It is a 3-point cushion now for Berlin, 24-21. What a wild game. Stick around. 4th quarter yet to come here on the CW Columbus. 24-21, Berlin over Jerome. As we're 90 seconds into the 4th quarter. What's going to happen in this one? We don't know, but coming up at the end of the game, I'll tell you this. Jeff and I will be selecting the Rally's player of the game. And there's your kickoff and the return up to the 16-yard line, and that is it. So the nice return, although a short one by Ian Dean and company. And now you've got a scenario here where for the first time since early in this game, the Celtics are down. There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. 8 plays, 80 yards, 3:22 off the clock. So your thoughts right now if you're the Celtics on offense?
Well, plenty of time, Randy, but you've got to make sure you take care of the football here. Don't turn it over because the Bears have certainly got momentum on their side.
Miller, will he option it? No, Ryan will keep it and get it up to around the 28-yard line. Pick up a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8 from there. We should mention, too, Ryan Miller coming into this contest had 20 carries, good for 101 yards as you look at part of the crowd here tonight. Again, social distancing, remember, so you can maybe have 15% capacity.
Yeah, pretty impressive, though, with the parents that are here on both sides representing the players, the cheerleaders, the band. And really sad to see, though, that we don't get that student section that makes it so cool in high school football.
On a 2nd down after a gain of 2, they need 8 more.
But we expect all those students are watching us live tonight.
And be home by 10, by the way, too, right? No place to go. Handoff up to around the 22-yard line. So a 3rd down situation now for the Celtics as Preston Everhart on the carry. He's had a very, very effective contest. He's got the 3 touchdowns in this game for Jerome.
Yeah, important 3rd down conversion here attempt for the Celtics, Randy, because if they have to punt the ball away, the Bears have the ability to possess the ball for long periods of time with that controlled passing game of theirs. And Ryan Miller's got to be the leader right here.
Do you look for Martin here? He's on an island to the top there. Miller looking to the sidelines. Play clock down to 12. And let's see if they readjust the play.
They're taking away the slant to Carter Barco.
Miller rolling left. He's going long downfield for Martin. And did he make the catch? He may have caught it in bounds. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Had to have 1 foot in at the 44-yard line. And they're going to say he caught the ball out of bounds.
Now, great concentration by Seth Martin. Ryan Miller throwing this to the outside arm. We'll watch this. We'll stop it right here. There's the catch, and clearly the foot out of bounds. Good call by the official. Great concentration, though, by Seth Martin as this ball was thrown to the outside shoulder. And the right call by the officials. They've been spot on tonight.
Were you surprised by that third down call? It looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down, by the way.
I'm a little surprised that they didn't use a little bit more of a controlled passing game, but maybe this is just window dressing here, trying to get somebody to jump offside.
Or to stretch it out. Maybe they stretched out Martin long to take him short now, and a whistle and a timeout going to be taken with 8:44 left to go.
Oh, delay a game.
Number
there 13 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Indeed, the scenario was trying to draw him off, and they did not go offside, so it'll be a punting situation now for the Celtics.
This should result in great field position for the Berlin Bears, assuming they're able to field this kick and take care of the football.
We should mention, too, each team with their full allotment of 3 timeouts here in the second half. We couldn't have overtime in consecutive weeks, could we? There's a snap. There's a flag, though, on the play. We'll have to sort this out. It is high, but not that deep. It's going to hit at the 40-yard line and then take a Bears roll to the 35. Now, who is the penalty on? I tell you what, if it's on the Celtics, the Bears will decline it.
Absolutely. Punting game been a little disastrous tonight for Jerome. They had a 21-yard net kick on a quick kick earlier in the game. This one, if they end up with the football, isn't going to be much more than 21 yards net.
Fenton Moore still discussing it. And what do we got? They should decline that, I would think. Oh, they're going to make him kick it again. Or are they?
Is that a dead ball? An illegal shift? It's not, is it?
Well, if it would have been, they should have called it at the beginning of the play.
Yeah, it would have been a whistle.
Well, if I have an option right now, if I'm the Bears, I'm going to take the ball where the kick ended.
And that appears what they're going to do. They're going to place the ball at the 36-yard line, Randy. And it'll be 1st and 10.
No, they're not going to place the ball. They're going to place the beanbag.
Thank you. I forgot. How silly of me to think about that.
Fenton, you got to say anything now? He's playing with that mic. He's teasing us. All right, it's declined. Turn it on. There you go.
Illegal shift on the offense.
Okay.
Penalties declined. First down.
All right, so if you're Berlin, for the first time in a long time, you're playing from on top, which I don't think is going to change their mindset whatsoever.
They are who they are. They're going to come at you with all their weapons. 3 receivers in the pattern. Got a fullback in there now.
On this Wild Dogs first down. And Moeller, not this time. The 39-yard line. That was one-on-one right there, and a good job staying at home by Addy Blair to make the hit.
Been active at that inside linebacker position tonight, and read option by the quarterback. Probably the wrong decision keeping the football there, but come back to live another day. When you run that read option, you're going to get it right sometimes, and sometimes it's going to be the wrong call.
You mentioned, too, that Will Ackert not playing in this contest at linebacker, Jeff, so that's made things a little thinner for the Celtics here tonight. So it is Leffler and Pethtel to the bottom of the set. And they've got company now. Raiders going to that side as well. On a second down and a dozen. Little screen. Little gain.
Boy, once again, they had the screen set up, and you can see the frustration of the offensive linemen. They had 3 linemen out there able to block. One guy came up, and nobody took the defender coming through. Watch how great a job the offensive line does, getting themselves out there ready to set up the wall, but you got to pick somebody off.
Mr. Blair with the flare again as Addy makes the hit.
Oh, that just looks like a perfect situation. But again, with the lack of practices, those are the kind of plays, Randy, where you'd love to be able to have multiple reps in practice, being able to get the timing down right.
Yeah, screenplay is almost the ultimate timing play. A gain of only 1, so it's 3rd down and 11. Moeller looking, has his man at the 25, down to the 23-yard line. That's going to be enough for the first down, as Leffler has been a huge factor here in the second half.
He's been strong. How about the throw by Jacob Moeller? Looked like he was a pitcher throwing right off the rubber. Watch him deliver with force and action. Boy, that is a terrific job. And again, Leffler did a really good job of reading what the defense was doing, sitting down in the zone, giving his quarterback that target so that he could be on time with it.
So 1st and 10, mark the ball just past the 22-yard line. 6:43 left to go. This is the version that the Bears have of milking the clock. 10 straight completions now for Mr. Moeller. And Tiberio has a gap to the 20, to the 15, cuts it to the outside to the 10, the 5, and down near the goal line. Did he break the plane? Yes, touchdown. Count it. As he takes it in for the score from 22 yards out for number 20, and they add to the cushion at 30-21.
Well, there's a celebration right there by that young man. Great job by the offensive line, but I want you to watch the move Tiberio puts on him here. Here it comes up, boom! Makes him miss. Shaking that sugar sweet as Dixie Crystal into the end zone.
That's not the sound I want. Do it again and do it right.
Oh, you want a real one. You want a, here's the move. Whoop!
Thank you.
Make you miss, take it into the end zone. Special job. That is a great run by Mr. Tiberio. Tibbs with the big run.
Extra point time. It is up and good by Rader. And after trailing throughout most of this contest, now the Bears are up by 10, 31-21, but the Celtics still have life left with 6:22 left to go on a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Bears over the Celtics now 31-21 with half the fourth quarter left to go in this one. There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. Just over 2 minutes to go, 64 yards. And just like that, the largest lead of the night for the Berlin Bears.
22 straight unanswered points by the Bears and made it a 2-score game, Randy.
Logan Adebala has it teed up at the 40-yard line. And we have whistles. Did they leave early? I'm thinking they may have. And they did. Let's do it again from the 35. What do you say? Encore performance.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
Kicking team.
On the kicking team.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty, free kick.
Yeah, you rarely identify somebody on a kickoff like that. So...
we're going to move the ball back. Kicker wanted to keep it at the 40. I like it. I like kicking from the 40.
Isn't my option?
Yeah.
I brought the ball on here.
Come on now.
Crying out loud. I have to pick up the ball. I have to kick the ball. I have to get it back. You know, the least I can do is kick from wherever I want to. So we'll try it one more time. Moves everybody up now for the Celtics, and that could be important too. 5 yards is 5 yards. With 6:22 left to go. They need 2 scores, and they have their full allotment of 3 timeouts. And a line drive kick scooped up nicely at the 30. Up to the 40. And all the way up to the 43-yard line. That was really well done by Jack Ballingy. His brother also played at Jerome, and he returns it some 13 yards. And a tough scoop, too, because more times than not, Jeff, when you do that, you put your knee down. Hey, fans, don't miss the biggest plays from the biggest high school games in Central Ohio. Join Fox 28's Clay Hall for First Scores on Fox 28 tonight at 10:45. Sponsored by Spectrum. That's coming up over on Fox 28. It's so weird to think about the convergence of all the sports seasons here at once, Jeff. You know, everything's going on right now. Miller going long downfield, looking for his man, and overthrows him by just a couple yards on the play intended for Carter Barco.
Well, I like the faking in the backfield. They looked like they were going to fake the pitch back there, going to give the ball to the running back. Watch the action by the quarterback. We're going to fake here. Go ahead and set up, square yourself up. But nobody got fooled in that secondary. Good coverage on defense as the ball sailed over top of the intended receiver, Barco.
Gavin Angel's going to finish anyway with the hit at the end of the play. Coach Gueswich looking on. What a masterful job Bob has done with this program, too, when you think about 500 or better each of the last, 5 years. Big gap for Everhart. He's got the first down, picks up a dozen, and there's a flag tossed in at the end of the play. see if that negates the long run by Preston. It's a hold. It's coming back. Oh, that's got to kill the Celtics.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Celtics there. That ball was coming back. Hey, talk about Coach Guestwich. You mentioned that, Randy, they've got 8 starters that are out. They've had injuries.
Holding on the offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Injury bug has been disastrous for the Celtics this year, and they basically have not had the same group of guys in practice on a field, being able to work together since day one.
During a shortened preseason as well, too. Second down and 20 now. From back at the 33-yard line. Going to keep it on the ground and get a yard. It's Everhart on the carry. I thought that was Lee that might have hit him.
It was. Boy, Evan Lee's solid back there in that linebacker spot. Been effective offensively as well tonight.
I mean, he just looks like a linebacker, too, at 6'3" and 200 pounds.
Look at him just uses his hands, gets away from the blockers, disengages, and makes the play. Solid linebacker play by that young man.
Third, we'll call it 19 after they pick up 1 on the play. Hook and lateral, yep. Can see it. Do they stay in bounds? Down the sidelines. Everhart's got it. Can he go the distance? To the 10, to the 5, and they trip him up inside the 1. They're going to call it a touchdown. Wow. Everhart gets credit for the touchdown. With 5:16 left to go, you can smell the hook and lateral coming. 66 yards. I thought he bounced down just inside the 1. There's your Ramos Roofing touchdown. For a free estimate on your roof, text or call 614-761-ROOF.
These trick plays never work, do they? Did he step out of bounds? Right there. Good job at tight rope in the sideline. Let's watch here at the end. Knee goes down right there.
Pretty close.
Did he break the plane? The ball came loose as he went across. Referees called it a touchdown. And just like that, we've got a 4-point game heading to 3.
Havenstein for the extra point. This is huge. Low snap. And the kick is no good. The snap was low. And the cushion is 4, so the Celtics cannot settle for just a field goal. 31-27, 5:16 left to go.
All right, we're going to watch again here from the up camera. There is perfect execution.
Martin to Everhart.
Stays in bounds. Now let's watch the tail end of this. See when the knee goes down.
I thought he was down inside the 1.
Knees there. Yeah, Randy, I guess if you had that replay down there with that, we need that pylon cam. Can we afford a pylon cam?
I think it's in my other pants. Oh, no. I was just warned that Logan's Heroes is making a return for its 25th season, where Jeff picks the top teams in the area. I've got to go out and get something to drink.
I understand. It's a little bit of an abbreviated, but it's easy to pick undefeated teams. Clearly the class of the Central District. Pickerington Central 3-0. Dublin Kaufman off to a great start, 3-0. Groveport Madison undefeated. DeSales, who we'll see later on this week. And Liberty Union. I want to tell you the story about Liberty Union. 3-0. They're playing Grandview Heights tonight. Last year they were 0-10. The last 3 years they were 5-25. They're off to a 3-0. Liberty Union belongs as part of Logan's Heroes tonight.
So DeSales and Waters with the rematch. We've got Pickerington Central later on this year. Onside kick, and they got it in stride. Did it go 10? They caught it on the hop, and they have it inside the 45-yard line. It's Everhart again. What a perfect kick. That is 2 perfect onside kicks we've seen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row we've seen the execution.
They're going to check on this to make sure it wasn't touched. We might have illegal touching. Let's wait and see. I can't see from that shot.
We're watching just the kicker there. We can't see it on that replay.
They may have touched it before it went 10 yards. I think they're going to call illegal touching. So we'll go back to the Bears.
Great execution, though. It looked like it was a perfectly planned job. The kicker did a great job.
Fenton Moore just gave the description there, but I think that's what they called. I couldn't tell from that angle, but it may have been touched 9 yards in instead of 10.
The ball is going to Berlin.
So that is indeed the case. So it looked like perfect execution, and it was, but the problem is it has to go 10 before it can be touched. And it was touched at 9. I don't know if we have a different angle or not. Fenton Moore and company on top of things saying it goes back to Berlin. So the Bears will get the ball, and there's a big break for them and a tough one for the Celtics. Now, if you're the Celtics now, you have to play solid defense, and if you're the Bears, you'd like to kind of milk more of that clock up by 4. So beanbag it at the 49.
That thing, momentum, that is so important in the game of football, especially at the high school level. swaying back and forth during this game.
So, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Celtics for the Bears. They're showing blitz, and they are coming. Quick pop on the slant. It's Lawrence. He's got the ball. He's got an opening. He's looking for the diagonal. He's got it to the 25, and he's going to be ridden down at the 16-yard line from behind by Cole Welch, who followed the play but had to make the diagonal with him and made the stop, but not until they pick up about 34 yards on the play.
Well, when you sell it on the blitz, you got man coverage back there, and all you got to do is be able to beat them on the inside on that slant play, and that's what they've had success with all night. Bennett Lawrence, who's been solid, able to make the play, catch and run.
Inside the Schiff and Associates red zone, mark it officially a gain of about 32.5 on the play. But, you know, all of a sudden you're the Celtics. You think you've made a great play. You get it negated by the touching, and then, boom, just like that, the Bears answer and get a huge gain inside the 20 on this Wild Dogs first down. For more information, go to ColumbusWildDogs.com. Get wild. Look at the move by Tiberio inside. Got the ball to the 12, and will pick up about 6 on the play. And with 4.5 left to go, Jeff, it's a good scenario now because we know that Raiders Mr. 20 to 29 yards, right?
Exactly.
When it comes to field goals. And that would give you at least a 7-point lead if you don't score. And on top of everything else, you want to drain this clock as well.
You know, a year ago when this team went to the playoffs in only their second year of existence, this quarterback, Jacob Moeller, 6 rushing TDs on a 6-5 campaign. Threw for 15 touchdowns last year, 55% completion ratio. He was 64% this year coming in, and he has been solid all night in his throwing.
We'll give you his passing stats in a little bit here. And the handoff. Moeller hands it off to Tiberio. Off the left-hand side, needed to get it inside the 7-yard line. And see where they mark him. He might have enough for a 1st and goal now inside the 10.
Sammy Stoner on the stop.
Take a look one more time.
Coming back to the backside. They love running to the left side. That big offensive line out there with Cole Troyer, Antonio Alonso, and Bryce Young in there at the center position. They love the left side of that offensive line.
Play clock down to 17, and now you see the Bears just methodically, Jeff, trying to drain as much as they can. It's really weird just to see the center holding onto the football, almost like 4 quarters in basketball. And you look at Moeller now, he's 27 of 41 for 322 yards. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. And they hand it off. They'll get it inside the 7 to the 6-yard line. The ball squirts free at the end of the play, but they're going to say he was down.
Yep, whistle was blown.
So Tiberio with a gain of maybe a yard on the play.
Look at the numbers tonight, 27 out of 41. We told you that he was coming into this game throwing the ball all over the lot. 322 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you look at those numbers, Randy, you would expect more than 31 points. 3 times in the red zone in the first half, 9 points, all field goals.
Draining that play clock to under 10. Let's see if they milk it to about 5 or so on a 2nd down. Roll by Moeller, throwing back, has his man, and it's in for a touchdown. Is that Lee? Oh boy, Ethan Lee gets a chance to touch the ball again and takes it in for the touchdown, and that might do it with 2:28 left to go. The cushion now goes up to 10.
Well, Ethan Lee plays that wingback, fullback, tight end, whatever they want to call it. He's a hybrid out there, and good deception. Everybody moving to the left, man coverage on a linebacker. That puts you in a pretty good position to be able to make a play. Whereas the safety actually came up, Sammy Stoner. And great job by Jacob Moeller and a good route by Lee.
Extra point time for Raider and company, and it is up and good. It is now 38-27. And just think about the twists and turns.
Wow.
Just a few minutes ago, this was a 4-point game, and you thought you'd gotten the ball back if you're the Celtics. Instead, they call illegal touching. The ball goes back to the Bears. They get a big play, more than 30 yards, and then all of a sudden, they take it in for the touchdown, and the lead now back up to 2 scores. Next Thursday, Honda's Thursday Night Lights is back with a double dose of high school football, and that is the trophy that everyone is looking for. On Thursday, Whitehall Yearling takes on the Bishop Reedy Silver Knights at Fortress Opitz. Then join us for a special Friday edition when Hilliard Bradley plays host to Olentangy Orange. It all starts at 7 right here on the CW Columbus, your ticket to high school sports. And will that be heading to the Bears?
Which game is it that we get the free Dairy Queen from Mike Todd? Oh, Thursday, week 5. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
And Friday, week 5.
Friday, week 5, too.
And Thursday, week 6. And Friday, week 6.
Oh,
Who needs to exercise?
Mike Todd is spectacular.
Our fannies will look great. Don't worry. Here's the boot. And it's kind of a knuckleball that heads out of bounds. It's probably the last thing that Coach Norrie wanted to see. Or maybe the second to last. And that will give the ball back to the Celtics at the 35-yard line. All right, 2:28 left to go. You need one score at a time here. But if you're Dublin Jerome, what are you going to try to do? You used your trick play already.
They can't use the hook and lateral again, right?
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Penalty 5 yards from the out-of-bounds spot. First down.
All right, so Adolph and company going to head out to the wide side of the field. He's going to have 2 partners on that side. So add 5. I thought it went out close to 35. They're going to mark it instead at the 38. So that'll put the ball at the 43-yard line. First and 10 from there. And Miller wants to throw downfield. And the pass a little behind the receiver, but nice adjustment to the football. They got the first down. The clock will stop when they move the chains on the completion to David Adolph.
Boy, what a good pattern, a good route that David Adolph ran. Ryan Miller back there pitching and catching. I told you he's a baseball player going to play at Tennessee. Not sure what position he plays, but he looked like a shortstop throwing somebody out at first base.
Miller with pressure on. He ran right into the pressure. Can't get away back at the 46-yard line. The 2 defenders pinched to the inside. He was trying to roll away from it, and he couldn't. And he's brought down, and that will necessitate a timeout taken by the Celtics.
Yeah, they got all 3 of their timeouts. They'll have to spend one here. But again, feeling the pressure. Ryan Miller trying to step up inside. Just nowhere to go. And smartly, they take that first time out of the second half.
All right, so the timeout is taken with 2:08 left to go as the Celtics have to score and then score again, and they'll try to savor as much as they can the remaining 2 timeouts that they have in this contest. So your Logan's heroes, was there anybody that was honorable mention there?
You know, there were a lot of teams that were, you know, from a consideration standpoint, I think that there's some other young teams that are out there doing pretty well. A couple of the teams that I looked at were Heath and Jonathan Alder have been solid. You know, in some of the bigger schools, maybe they don't get as much mention, but I love being able to recognize like a Liberty Union, and Heath and Jonathan Alder are right there on the outside looking in.
Second down and long. They need about 18. Across the middle, pass too strong for Everhart out of the backfield. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
But you usually do a pretty good job of making sure that you state who I overlooked. So who is that team?
I agree with you about Heath. I think Coach Ward's done a great job. Heath, as you look at this play one more time, was on our first 2 versions of our schedule. I feel bad for them. They have a great facility out there. They wanted to showcase that, but the way the schedule shook out the third time, it was just not to be.
So there's nobody I've offended in your...
Just me, but beyond that, no. No, I think he did a good job for a change.
Holy cow.
Did I just
You've
say
gotten
that?
soft in this COVID time.
On his third down play. We're living in crazy times. Quick pop, it's complete. Martin's got it, cuts it back inside. Did he step out? Yes, he did. Going to mark him out of bounds, so they're going to have to go for it on 4th down at the 34. You know we're in crazy times where the finalists for the Stanley Cup are Dallas and Tampa Bay, which are obviously known for their winter sports, right?
Yeah, exactly. Congratulations to the NHL, though, being able to perform and get their season completed in a manner that is kind of exciting to watch on the television. I know they've done it in the bubble, and they've been successful at doing it.
And congratulations to Aaron Reinhardt, who is up in Stamford, Connecticut, working for NBC, doing the replays from Connecticut for hockey that's being played in Edmonton.
How about technology these days?
He's got remotes. Big play here, 4th down, and they need 7 to move the sticks. They need to think 7 and nothing else. On the out pattern, can they get there? Oh, they cannot get there in time, so the Bears are going to get the ball back with 1:54 left to go and a chance to just drain that clock. But if you're the Celtics, you have 2 timeouts remaining.
Now, the ball got out of the hands of the quarterback way too early before the receiver had finished his route. Receivers, look at there. He turned inside instead of making that route go to the outside and be able to come up with the play. And you can see the frustration there of David Adolph, who's had a solid night tonight. And I don't think Ryan Miller's got too much to feel poorly about in terms of his execution tonight. I think that they offensively at that quarterback position, Ryan Miller was very, very good this evening.
These are 2 entertaining football teams, Jeff, and I'm going to predict right now they're both going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, that's a for sure. And you know, I thought about that with both of these teams being 1 and 2. And Randy, we talked at the Open. These don't look like 1 and 2 football teams. It's amazing, but it gives you some idea of the strength of the schedule that they've had to play against in the OCC.
the key to go further for both of these teams in the postseason will be the play of their defense, not their offense. On the quick out pattern, the pass is incomplete as they were looking for Lawrence. Were you surprised by a pass play?
Well, yes. You're surprised by a pass play, but they run passes like sweeps. That's their method of running.
An eligible receiver downfield is the call.
Now, we did hear that Jacob Muller's got the ability to go out there and make changes anytime he wants to. Here's the call.
But not now.
Well.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
That would be my caveat. You can do that anytime, but not now when we're up by 11. We're trying to drain that clock.
I like what Coach Norrie says, that he's right 75% of the time when he makes those play changes.
Well, I tell you what, he's done a great job. He would get my nod as somebody to consider as a player of the game. Courtesy of Rowley's. The handoff goes to Tiberio. He's got a gap up across the 40. That's the play they want to run. And he's up near the sticks and may have enough for another first down.
I think with the numbers he's had tonight, and didn't throw a pick, no turnovers, a couple of touchdown passes, or 3, if I'm not mistaken now. And I think that Jacob Muller would be high consideration for that player of the game.
But Jerome's not going to back down. In the words of Tom Petty, they will burn a timeout. Their second. They have 1 remaining.
All right, get back to the running plays. Try and kill that clock. Good gain.
That's a guy that's been effective. You need that 1-2 punch, Jeff. If you throw the ball a lot, you need somebody who can run the ball too. And Tiberio is able to do that and give them that little relief valve, if you will, on the ground. And he's done a tremendous job as well too. And a myriad of receivers too. Both teams can brag about that too. So many guys to throw to, and 2 great quarterbacks who both don't care about the number 13 being unlucky, apparently.
Exactly.
So the Buckeyes are going to play football. You'll be working on their coverage for that. Are you surprised that it is going to happen, or not surprised?
Not at all. I've been cautiously optimistic about this, and I felt as though they were going to have the ability to get it done. I think the most valuable player in all of this is a physician by the name of Jim Borchers, who happens to be the Ohio State team physician. As we see a running play here, trying to kill the clock, but another first down.
Tiberio will pick up 13 on the play and move the chains again.
So Jim Borchers, who actually played football at Ohio State, is a long snapper about the time that Herb Street was playing quarterback at Ohio State. Went into medical school. He's a team physician, sports medicine specialist, and he really did some deep research in this whole thing about the myocarditis, the inflammation of the heart as it's related to the COVID disease. And he went into the Big Ten offices and presented a plan for testing that was acceptable to all of the presidents. And, there was pressure from a lot of different resources, but I think the most valuable player in all of this is Jim Borchers.
Who I think worked with me on a spring football game 8,000 years ago as well,
Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Great guy. And why would we be surprised that the MVP is a Buckeye? It wasn't from the team up north. It wasn't from Indiana. It wasn't
basketball.
From Penn State.
It would be Indiana. Thank you very much. I was waiting for that. And there could be your Rally's MVP right there on your screen. There's a guy that's had quite a performance tonight. Again, Jeff, I know he's got the arm, but what I like is the touch. He knows how to change speeds on that pitch. And he'll take a knee.
Yeah, he'll play quarterback for somebody in college. Here's a kid, though, that has been affected by COVID probably more than anything else, and there's a lot of high school football players in the same position that he is, because they haven't been able to go to camps, where you showcase your ability, these quarterback camps especially. So getting on people's radar, he's a 6'5", 175-pound kid. He needs to add about 25 pounds. But from a standpoint of being able to deliver the football and run the team, I think he's far better than a Division III football player. Hopefully he'll get some Division I looks.
Here's what drives me crazy is killing the ball from the shotgun and taking a knee. I'm just from the old school where I want to see that quarterback back to fannies again, under the fanny of the center, taking the short snap instead.
Well, and statistically, he's getting -5 rushing every time on this snap. They're continuing to lose 5 yards every time they do it, but that's all
do you think he cares about that right now?
Yeah, right now, the only thing they're doing, they're backing the truck up, put the dog in the truck. They're heading back to Berlin with a win. Good job by this program.
And hoping sometime to make Logan's heroes in the future. 3rd down and forever. That doesn't matter. This will be the last snap. There it is, and he can take the knee. And look at the Bears. Not sleeping yet. They've won 2 straight after losing their first 2 contests, and they'll go to 2-2, and the Celtics will fall to 1-3. And Jeff, it's been a lot of fun in this contest. We thought we would see a lot of offense, and we've got 65 points on the board.
Yeah, these teams have been able to put up points in a meaningful way. Defensively, though, they got work to do. They got to continue to get better on defense if they expect to go deep into the playoffs. But two well-coached football teams, well-prepared. Very impressed with the way they've handled themselves tonight.
With that being said, we will take a break, and the presentation of the trophy is forthcoming. The Bears growl and get the victory, 38-27. This is a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus. And welcome back to Celtic Stadium. The visitors victorious tonight as Berlin gets by Jerome 38-27. Mike Todd standing by with a happy head coach and some Bears to boot.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Mark, big effort that second half, big comeback by the Bears. What are your takeaways from tonight's victory?
Well, I think we got to come out a little stronger than we did, but in the second half, I thought the kids played inspired football. We were able to put some points on the board and get some touchdowns instead of field goals, and the defense was able to keep them out of the end zone.
All right, well, it is my pleasure to present to you and the Olentangy Berlin Bears the Honda's Thursday Night Lights Championship Trophy. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
A little more than 3 years ago, they didn't exist. And now they won a trophy. Last year, they made it to the playoffs in year number 2 and back to 500 now after 4 contests on the campaign.
Never gets old. It's exciting to see them celebrate like that, Randy.
It just is a little more tempered now than it's been in the past, and hopefully we get back to reality and a normal world, or at least a little closer to one for next season as well, too. Time now to meet our Rally's player of the game. A lot of contestants here, but I'm going to go with Jacob Moeller for what he did in this contest. He had some impressive numbers in this game, Jeff.
Well, 28 out of 43 tonight for 329 yards, 3 touchdowns, but most importantly, throwing the ball like he did all over the field. No interceptions, no turnovers. I thought he was a great leader out there tonight. His team was down 21-9 at one point, very frustrated by what they were doing in the red zone, but he was able to come up with big plays one after another. And this was at the tail end. And Jacob Moeller, your Rally's player of the game.
And ironically, his second lowest passing yardage total on the season. As you look at the numbers, the total offense, my goodness, we were upwards close to 800 yards total offense in this contest. You talked about the passing yards. And again, for the second consecutive week, no turnovers, but penalties, an issue for both squads tonight.
Yeah, I think those are mistakes that they're going to have to continue to work on. I think that's an effect of not having as much practice as you'd want to. Another good night, Tiberio rushing the football also. Randy, 28 carries for 155 yards and a touchdown. Very impressive. And I thought that Miller for Dublin Jerome did a terrific job tonight. 7 out of 15 for 138 yards. 4 touchdowns, though, by Everhart. If Jerome wins the game, Everhart's your player of the game.
Yeah, 20 carries for 156 yards. Normally, that will get you a trophy. So congratulations to both squads for a great effort tonight. And, boy, we've got a busy week next week. Are you ready for 2 for the price of none?
We'll get after it.
All right, should be a lot of fun next Thursday night. It's Whitehall Yearling taking on Bishop Riddy from Fortress Obetz, where it takes an hour to get to the top of the stands, and it's worth the view from the top. Then also on Friday night, we've got a great contest, too, as Olentangy Orange will head to Hilliard to take on the Jaguars of Bradley. It's been a pleasure, sir. I will talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
With that being said, on behalf of the Image Video crew and the CW Columbus staff, we say thank you for watching. Again, join us next Thursday at 7 o'clock for Honda's Thursday Night Lights when Whitehall Yearling takes on Bishop Riddy at Fortress Obetz. Stay tuned for Masters of Illusion coming up at 10 o'clock. What a night for the Bears. It's a little cooler out, but they're still alive and enjoying the action. They get the victory, 38-27. I'll say it one last time. You've been watching a special Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College in one place on the CW Columbus. 20, the 50.